All right. We're live. It's time. I should have checked to see if I needed a hat, but we can mess with that later. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate some of you guys in the chat wishing me or saying that you hope I had a happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate it. I hope you guys did as well. Welcome to the UCF versus BYU Charge On Live Watch Along. As always, I'm your host, Sean Green. As always, we are sponsored by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Guys, last one, best one. If you want to get a bet in on this game, go to FanDuel, put it in. I think the line is still 17.5. Go ahead and go to FanDuel if you like that. They've got the best lines. You got NFL tomorrow, NFL Monday, NBA. Whatever you want to do, head to FanDuel and make your wagers there because they are America's #1 sports book and a proud sponsor of the Charge On podcast. I'm hoping I'm sounding good. Let me just double check. Yep, I do. All right. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's excited. Let me go and read your guys' comments here. Charles Poland, hey, great to be here for our last game. That is, it is the last game of the season, unless for some crazy reason UCF goes out and wins this game. But yes, I'm glad that you guys are all here. F3 Spirit Guide, happy holidays, bowl or bust. That is what it is. I wish it was against an easier opponent, but this is kind of what you get, and you got to go out and beat a top 15 team. In my opinion, a top 10 team, but, of course, the College Football Playoff Selection Committee is going to really just make it almost impossible for the Big 12 to get two teams in because there's bias. But, Louvier, hope your throat is feeling better because I'm expecting 4 quarters of amazing UCF commentary. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Sean. Appreciate you, Louvier. Throat's feeling great. Took about a week and a half to kind of get back to normal. I think we are back to normal. Throat is feeling fine. Listen, I'm going to make it as much as humanly possible. It is the last game. I don't want to have to stop this at halftime. But if it is like Texas Tech, we will see how that goes. Michael Woolley, why do I do this to myself? Why am I going to watch this game? Michael, I ask myself that question every single Saturday that we do these live watch-alongs. I ask, why am I going to stay on a camera for 4.5 hours and watch this pain? But we do it because we love it, and you're watching because you love UCF football enough to spend your Saturday at 1 p.m. watching this. Charles Poland, will Sean be able to make it to the end of the game? What's the odds on FanDuel? Again, I'm healthy enough to make it. The question is going to be, will I want to make it? Or will I want to record my podcast early? Which there's a chance that happens. Orion the Scholar, do we have belief? So I'll say this. I think UCF matches up better against BYU than Texas Tech. I think this is going to be a little bit closer, but I still think it's a blowout. I think BYU, at the end of the day, they're going to be able to run the football. And I think that's something that UCF has done good against the run. But at the end of the day, our offense just isn't capable of getting into a dogfight. So we'll see. Charles Poland, sad to believe BYU will cover the spread. Yeah, I have it. I think I said on the podcast it was going to be 40-14, I think was my score prediction. So we'll see. Through the late night, hey, what's good? Tapping in from the VMI basketball game. That is right. I forgot there's a basketball game today. I think I saw it's the first time, if UCF wins today, they'll be 7-1. And the last time Johnny Dawkins started a season 7-1 was his first season at UCF in 2016. So UCF basketball, they might have a team, man. They can score points, which helps. And they're just good enough on defense, which I think is something. As long as you're just good enough, you can win some games. Michael Woolley, I'm wearing my Citronaut hat, hoping it brings luck. Unfortunately, my daughter is taking her nap, so won't have her luck today. Well, Michael, you basically just spoiled that UCF is probably not going to win this game if your daughter's not bringing the luck. So I clearly don't bring any luck doing these, but hopefully the hat does some justice. Through the late night, despite knowing we're going to lose by 30, honestly, I feel pretty good. I think OSU second half was needed therapeutics for the fan base. So look, I think a lot of people, I've been kind of talking about it over the last week or so, that, listen, recruiting has been a sour topic for a lot of UCF fans, at least this year, and Scott Frost kind of alluded to it about how it is hard to recruit with, less than a year for a class. Because, again, it is about building relationships. It is about really 2 to 3 years of building a relationship to try and get a player to commit to you. So, there is a thought process of being harsh about that and saying, listen, Scott Frost needs to be able to recruit better. But there are some names that are going to be, like, obviously, UCF just nabbed a top 25 quarterback that will be signing on December 3rd, which I think is massive. Massive that he's signing early in Rocco Marriott. You've got a receiver out there that I think is trending towards UCF, probably the number one highest signed receiver in UCF history that is trending towards UCF. You've got a couple other players that could potentially go to UCF. So the recruiting aspect is coming along. And then you have, obviously through the late night, a long answer. But then you have last night with, last week with Oklahoma State in a game that looked really rough, but in the second half, you did just enough to win. So, like I said, this game is not about winning. Like, I think Scott Frost has said it. This game today is yes, he wants to win, and he's going to get his players up for it. For me, it's about, can you compete? Can you compete against this team? Can you be in the game at halftime? Can you stop the charge on watch along from ending at halftime like against Texas Tech? I think that's the answer. You're playing a true freshman quarterback who's had a really stellar year. The defense is going to have to really save UCF's offense here today. And if they do that, I think you give yourself a chance. I think UCF gives themselves a chance. But as of right now, this BYU team is dangerous, for sure. Let me get I'm going to need a pillow behind. All right. Spare Room Film. I'm in for this one. Charge on. I'm glad you're here, Spare Room. Michael Woolley, maybe she'll wake up in the second half and she'll win us to rally. Michael, it might be over by halftime, brother. It might be over by halftime. But I'm sure everything will work out fine. UCF Mayor, we are not losing yet. Woohoo, it's 0-0 right now. That's the positive. Charles Poland, let's hope we can develop and keep a young quarterback. Well, that is the thing that you have to give Scott Frost credit for, and Mackenzie Milton. As of right now, they have 3 young quarterbacks. You have the 2 coming in this on December 3rd, or committing on December 3rd, signing their letter of intent as we kick off. That was a quick kickoff. Didn't really give me much time to, do whatever. You have 2 quarterbacks committed for this 26 class, and then you already have a 27 quarterback committed. So I think those are something that you can look at and be like, okay, they're trying to shore up the quarterback position. They do not want to go into the portal. Lou Vierne, is this wide receiver a 26 or 27? It is a 26. He would be... I don't know if he will sign on December 3rd. I think it'll be a later signing, probably like for National Signing Day, but UCF fans will be very pleased if he actually signs. All right, I'll get to your guys' comments. Keep putting them in. 1st and 10, we are starting in Provo, Utah. David Jackson in the backfield. Drops back. Throws to Dwayne Thomas. Picks up about 6 there. Great first play. I like to move the ball. And I just saw Texas Tech is now beating West Virginia 21-0 early in the second quarter. So there is that. Thank you all for joining. Like I said before, appreciate you all joining me for this last game. It is 42 degrees outside. Not here, but there. Taven's running to the right. Makes a guy miss. And just fumbles the ball. Wow. I think that was a fumble. I don't think he was throwing that forward. You weren't throwing it forward, pal. I think. Oh, did they call it? Okay. Okay. Wow. They got bailed out there because, yeah, wow. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 4. The Taven Jackson experience. Jeez. 3rd and 4. 14:24 left in the first quarter. Taven's changing something at the line. Gets the ball, looks back. Looking. Nothing open. He's running for his life. Taven's looking downfield. Throws it. It's caught by, I can't even see, Wade and Charles? Caught by Wade and Charles. Great play by Taven. Great catch and run by Wade and Charles there. And UCF picks up a first down. Hell of a play by Taven, throwing across his body, puts it in a great spot, and Wade and Charles comes up with it. UCF gets their first down of the game, and UCF is moving. All right, 1st and 10 on the UCF 47. UCF's going to run it with Miles Montgomery, and Miles has a big hole. Miles has a big hole, and he could have gotten a touchdown if he just broke one tackle. UCF is in BYU territory, and they are moving the ball. On the first run of the game for UCF, Miles Montgomery breaks off a nice run. Haven't seen that on first runs in a minute. UCF is driving this ball. F3 Spirit Guide, BYU looks slow. We need to be careful about what we say negatively against BYU because it'll bite us in the butt if we talk bad about them. So just all positive thoughts. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be something on UCF. A flag popped up. Dwayne Thomas, he was in motion, slipped. That might be what happened. False start. Again, this has kind of been the issue as we've, passed the 50-yard line. Every time we pass the 50, somebody on the offensive line does something stupid. So, 1st and 15 now as they hand it to Dwayne Thomas. Dwayne Thomas picks up about 3 or 4 there, so you're going to have a 2nd and 12. Local be my friend that goes to BYU chose this game as the single game to attend this season. I told him he would be disappointed. In a good way or bad way? I'm sure if he's a BYU fan, this game should be very fun for him to go to. But we'll see. UCF's doing better than I thought to start. Besides the Taven should have been fumble. 2nd and 12. And there's the run game we know and love. They run it to the left. BYU has it shored up. Miles Montgomery gets eaten alive, and it's going to be about a 3rd and 13. Oh, local, bad for us. Yeah, no. He went to the right game, probably. Michael Woolley, this offensive line is just the most undisciplined group we have in a long while. And again, there's a semi pass. They dealt with a lot this year, but yeah, it's something that needs to be addressed. 3rd and 13. Got to come away with points here. Taven drops back. He's got time. He gets out of the pocket. Throws it. Catches. Dwayne Thomas catches it. Taven and it's going to come back. It's going to come back. What a play by Taven Jackson. But looks like a block in the back. Or a holding. Undisciplined football. That is undisciplined football, and that is exactly why UCF is where they are. Hell of a play by Taven Jackson. Should have been a touchdown. Literally no reason to grab him, no reason to hold him. Zero reason to hold him. Literally zero reason. And zero reason. So, still get the first down, but Taven drops back, throws it to Miles. Miles makes it, should have made a guy miss, but slipped. Yeah, Chris Dahmer can't. He comes around. And yeah, he's holding them. I mean, it's a hold, guys. That was a hold. That was a hold. Grabbed his shoulder pad, held it on the left side. It was a hold. You can't do that. 2nd and 6, UCF moving the ball. Should have had a touchdown. Let's see if they can capitalize. Drops back. Is looking. Has 89 wide open. That's another first down for UCF. UCF is moving the ball on BYU right now. Caleb Rollerson with the first down. My bad. It was Dahmer Camp. Yeah, Dahmer Camp. Or yeah, it's all right. And now they're, whoa, that was a very interesting. Oh, they're showing the field conditions. The field conditions are awful. If you're watching that, it's they look if BYU looks slow, it's probably because this field looks awful right now. Quick throw out to Dylan Wade. Dylan Wade picks up about 4 there, so it's going to be 2nd and about 3. 2nd and 4. 4 yards. Through the late night. Yeah, we're driving. We are driving. Hell of a first. Listen, you got to come away with a touchdown here, especially since you should have had one and it got called back for holding. But man, hell of a drive right now. About 6 minutes going off the clock right now. 4 yards for a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it. Taven Jackson. And touchdown. Taven Jackson to Dylan Wade. UCF goes up 7-0 on the road against BYU. It was a surgical drive. UCF should have scored. I mean, let's be real. It could have scored a couple touchdowns on this drive. Doesn't matter. BYU assumed it was a run. They committed. You've got a bunch of guys up at the line. If you see, they had everybody up. They faked it, threw it right to Dylan Wade for the touchdown. UCF is up. I haven't seen Noe Ruela's kick, but I'm assuming 7-0. Boom. Whoa. All right. That was probably, I'm not going to lie, one of the best starts UCF has had all year. One of the best offensive drives UCF has had all year. And UCF is starting this game against the number 11 team in the country, 7-0. And guys, I don't get to do this very often where we're winning. So you'll have to indulge me. I am extremely excited to change this graphic. I don't get to do this very often. I don't get to do this at all. Let me see. I'm so excited. I don't get excited to do this, but I'm excited right now. Boom. Let's go. Am I too loud? Let me know if I'm too loud audio-wise. All right. See, now we're going to have everybody coming in. Everybody's excited. Everybody's looking forward to we're winning. UCF Mayor, we are winning. Stop the game now. Call it. It's over. Don't let him play anymore. Yep. I'm good with that. BYU's already, here's the thing. BYU is already in the, so this is a caveat. BYU is already in the Big 12 title. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. They are going to the college football playoff. Or not the college football playoff. They're going to the Big 12 title game. So a win here helps their chances for a college football playoff bid. It doesn't help them in terms of the Big 12. So the Big 12 title. So we'll see. Maybe there's a little lax because they're like, we're already in the title game. F3 Spirit got the exact start we all expected. Well, it almost ended in Taven Jackson fumbling the ball, but luckily they called it an incomplete pass. Lou Vieron, we scored a touchdown. Orion, the Sky, let's go. Sinforia Night, when was the last time we scored on our opening drive? West Virginia. Yeah, I think so. Lou Vieron, we are going to the Cure Bowl. Let's go. I would listen. I've been very open and honest. Do I think we're going to win this game? No. And I'm going to keep saying it because at the end of the day, I'm going to keep saying it. So we're not jinxing ourselves. If they somehow go to a bowl game, I don't care what bowl game it is. Cure Bowl would be great. Stay here, play a random opponent and get an extra game, get the bowl practices cuz that matters. Bowl practices matter. You get to bring in your true freshmen that are coming next year. They get to practice with the team. So it's not an end all be all, and there's a lot of game left, guys. But no, that'd be sick. Michael Woolley, hang the banner. Yep, hang the banner. UCF went up 7-0. Lou Vieron, extend Terry. I like Terry Mahajer. Dr. Snap and Pop Sean is staying the whole game, baby. If it's like this, then yeah, we're staying the whole game. I ain't leaving at halftime. Oh, did Ohio State score, Tutty? Jeremiah Smith. I'm sorry, I want Michigan to win. I do. Ducks 23. Realistically, when do you think UCF compete every year in the Big 12? It's going to be another year or so. They have a lot of work to do. But, you won 6 games, or don't let me get ahead of myself. You win 5 games this year. You won 2 games out of 8 right now in the Big 12. You need to go, just to be competitive, you need to win 4 Big 12 games a year. You need to win at least 4 to start being competitive. Then once you win 4, then you kind of can take the next step. But it's going to be a little bit. Through late night basketball up 5 early. Thank you for the updates on that. Dr. Snap Pop, do you think the Big 12 will have 2 bids this year? I hope, but I don't think so. I think they deserve it. I think BYU or Utah are deserving of it. BYU has the head-to-head, so I think they deserve it more. But I think the College Football Playoff Committee is going to find a way. BYU drops back. Bear Bachmeier drops back. He's looking to run. There's no running room. And UCF, fumble. Oh, and BYU gets lucky. Bear Bachmeier fumbles the ball, and it ends up right in his chest. It's going to be a 2nd down and long. Great job by the UCF defense, causing the fumble, but also the 2nd and long. There was nothing open downfield. UCF was ready for it. And that's what you're going to have to do. Bachmeier is going to want to run the football. You are going to have to be on your P's and Q's. 2nd and 20 for BYU. As good of a start as you can have on both offense and defense. 2nd and 20. You got 2 wide receivers out to the left and out to the right. Bear Bachmeier runs it, and Lewis Carter eats it up. They either lost a yard or got right back to the line. Great defense there, and it's going to be 3rd and 20 3rd and 20. What a start by this UCF defense and this UCF team. They have come out ready to play, which is something that we have not been able to say for many of the games this season. Wow. All right. And again, LJ Martin, Bear Bachmeier, you need to make sure when they're running the football, you need to be everywhere. You need to make sure you know exactly where they're going. 3rd and 20. Bear Bachmeier throws it out to the flat, and they pick up about 10 yards there. It's going to be 4th and 10, and they are going to punt. UCF is going to get the ball back with a chance to go up by 2 scores early in this first quarter. I'll be honest, folks. I'll be honest. Oh, and that's not good. Jaden Bellamy is down, and it does not look good. I don't know if it looks like it's an ankle, a left ankle for Jaden Bellamy. And that would not be good for UCF. All right, he might be getting up, so. Lord, all right. Positive signs. Positive signs. But yeah, Dr. Sam Pop, to get back to your question. No, I hope that they do. I think that would be the best thing for UCF in their future, is if the Big 12 can get two bids in this year, you're setting yourself up in future years for UCF. It helps UCF. It doesn't force UCF to be perfect. But it also does show you, listen, you've got a, 10-1, going to probably be 11-1 Texas Tech team, who's number 5 in the country. You've got a 10-1 BYU team that's number 11, and you've got a 10-2 Utah team that's number 13. Like, that kind of just shows you how perfect you need to be to get to that spot. You can only lose about one or two games. And that's where you kind of look at it for UCF and saying, you're a little bit far away. But then again, you're looking at UCF right now, right? Say they won today, and again, they most likely won't, but say they did win today. 6 wins. You need to get to 10. And there were a couple games on the schedule where you should have won. You should have beat Houston. You should have beat Kansas. That's 8 wins. And again, with any sport, you can do that whole a couple things bounce here or there. So so it's not exactly like that. But this is going to be Scott Frost's worst roster. And that's saying a lot, because this defense is probably the best defense UCF has had in a minute. So if this is going to be Scott Frost's worst roster, that makes you kind of look towards the future and say, UCF is going to be fine. UCF is going to be good. If they can come out and beat BYU in their final game, again, probably not going to happen. But if they do, that's going to catapult this team. And I think you're going to see a lot of players really want to come here. And again, even if they just compete, they don't need to win. If you compete against BYU, and don't get it twisted, a very important game. It doesn't matter in terms of Big 12 or whatever. But if they lose today, they would have to beat Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game to make it to the college football playoff. Right now, they still haven't. If they beat us today, they would still, even losing the Big 12 title, have a chance to go to the college football playoff. Michael Woolley, if we go to a bowl, I am taking my daughter. I don't care where it is. Same. Me and Nick, we said before the season, if UCF goes to a bowl game this year, me and Nick will travel wherever, and we will do a whole big thing. So if all of you want that extra content for bowl week, you need to be. And that's the thing. They're showing the first team out and second team out. First team out is BYU. Second team out is Utah. I think it's ridiculous. But if BYU loses its game today, they will not go to the college football playoff unless they beat Texas Tech. So ultimately, you kind of want BYU to beat Texas Tech, because I think if BYU beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 title game, Texas Tech and BYU would both get in by default. So I think that's kind of something that if you're a BYU fan, or if you're a Big 12 fan, you want that. UCF, Antoine Jackson gets it to about midfield. UCF's Antoine Jackson returns to the UCF 49-yard line. Let me just check what they're saying about Jaden Bellamy. Okay, they're not talking about Jaden Bellamy. Boys and girls, UCF against really good teams. How many times did we get? All right, I don't want to say that. One of 4 Power 4 head coaches. I was gonna say, UCF doesn't usually get on the opposite side of the 50 very often. Against top-tier teams. And now it looks like, are they going to get a... Okay, there's... The play clock got down to 0, and the refs bumped it back up. All right, 1st and 10. Taven Jackson drops back, looking downfield. Nobody open. Throws it out of bounds. That was good by Taven. Pocket was collapsing, and threw it to the right. 2nd and 10. Okay. Listen, this is if UCF can go down and score here, this is a game. This is a game. Orion Scholar defense has to hold up now. They did. Charles Poland defense strong again today. They're gonna need it. The UCF defense is gonna need to play like that all game. All game. If they don't, it's gonna be a long day. 2nd and 10. Taven Jackson. Dwayne Thomas gets sent in motion. Oh, and what a block. Dwayne Thomas gets about 8 yards. I think it was Miles Montgomery. UCF threw a hell of a block on, I think it was the edge or corner coming down to open up some running room for Dwayne Thomas, causing a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 for UCF. 3rd and 1 for UCF, excuse me. Got to pick this up. Don't get opportunities like this, and this is where UCF has struggled to get a yard in many situations. This is the opportunity to get a yard here. Raucous BYU crowd, Jaden Nixon in the backfield, 8 up on the line. Taven Jackson goes out, nobody's open, throws it, and caught by Waden Charles, just got lit up. Caught the ball, UCF first down. I'm having fun. This is fun. Even if I ultimately get my heart broken, we're having fun. Great throw by Taven. Hell of a catch. Hell of a catch by Wayne Charles. Got lit up, caught the ball, and UCF is moving. 1st and 10. Right now we're in for a Wayne Charles. He might be going to be having a better game today than last week, which is saying a lot. 1st and 10. Dwayne Thomas send motion. Taven Jackson drops back. Deep drop back. Dwayne Thomas catches it. Picks up about 7. Yep, so it's going to be about a 2nd and 3 for UCF. I don't know what's going on. This is not the UCF team we have been accustomed to. And if they keep this up, this is going to be a dogfight. 2nd and 4. And you could tell the guys are juiced up. The guys are juiced up. And if nobody is watching the Charge On Live watch-along stream, they probably should tune in because it's getting a little exciting right now. 2nd and 4. They're going to run the ball. And they pick up 3. So it's going to be another 3rd and 1 situation. Jaden Nixon picks up about 3 on that run. It's going to be another 3rd and short. Charles Poland weak again in the middle of the Big 12 pack next year. Absolutely. Again, and I think UCF's going to be able to go in the portal and grab some talent. And if they can keep most of their defensive talent, again, UCF will be able to win some games. All right, 3rd and 1. UCF is 125th in 3rd down conversion in FBS. So that's basically the worst team in all of college football in 3rd down. And UCF, I think they got that. I think they just picked up the first down. Yep, they got it. UCF on a 3rd and 1, Miles Montgomery runs it up the gut, and they pick up a first down, which they have not been able to do basically all year. Shout out to Keegan. Oh, no, not Keegan. Sorry. Shout out to Preston Cushman. Keegan's out. Preston Cushman just moved a guy to the left, put him on the ground, and helped Miles pick up that first down. UCF is continuing to move the football. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line of BYU. Taven Jackson fakes it, looking down, gets the dump-off pass, and it's going to be another touchdown. AG. Taven Jackson to AG for a touchdown. UCF is up by 14 points in the first quarter against number 11 BYU. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. This is great. Sorry, let me know if it's too loud, guys. I don't want to scream into the mic, so I can lower my volume a little bit. So just let me know. Hell of a play. I don't know what BYU was doing there. Nobody was open on the right side. Taven takes the dump ball, or just the quick intermediate route right down low to AG. And AG, true freshman running back, scores a touchdown for UCF to go up 14-0 on BYU. Guys, I'll be honest. It could crash and burn after this. It could. But I'll say this. The fight and the grit that they're showing in this first quarter against the number 11 team in the country in a packed house at BYU, this just tells you exactly what I've been telling you. It's about the culture. The season is practically over. UCF is still fighting. BYU has everything to play for. UCF, every time I make these graphics and I'm putting in 14-0, it's almost always for the opposite team. It's always for the opposite team. Today, it's for us. And again, if it's too loud, let me know. Just let me know. I don't want to scream in your guys' ears. I'd rather it be I want you guys to stay the entire time, not have to go see a ear, nose, and throat doctor. Yeah, so I see Orion the Scholar still losing, but amazing start. I'm not switching up. I'm going to keep saying we're still going to lose this game because I, as you guys know that are fans of me, I believe in jinxes. I believe in, what's it called? Superstitious. I'm very superstitious. So I don't play with that. Yeah, like I've said we're going to lose. I'm going to keep it up. But damn, this is fun. It's fun doing live watch-alongs when we're kicking ass right now. Charles Poland, Jackson plays to get a job elsewhere. So that is the caveat here. As of right now, and most likely, Taven Jackson will not be the quarterback for UCF this year or next year. But boy, he is having himself a day with Ryan Roy sending $10. What in the world? Let's go, Ryan. Again, as always, number one supporter financially. You're a G. We appreciate you. Again, guys, last stream of the year. You do not need to send me any money. You do not need to donate to the channel. Just know that whatever you guys donate goes right back into the channel with everything that we do. So UCF's doing good. If you are so inclined to send a donation, we'd appreciate it. Ryan, I appreciate you. But if not, we appreciate you just tuning in with me, hanging out with me. It's way more fun when you guys are here. And it's way more fun when UCF is not playing bad football. This is fun. But yeah, that is the little caveat. Taven Jackson most likely will not be on UCF next year, but he is playing like he's wanting a job. He's playing like it. Michael Woolley, let's effing go. Or Ryan the Scholar, let's go, boy. Dr. Snap and Pop, get louder, goat. This is insane, LOL. UCF Mayor, you're fine, Sean. Don't worry about it. Spare room touchdown. Screen away, dude. Yeah, it was a screen. Or it wasn't a screen. It was a... I mean, it was not meant to be a screen. Ryan, chill. Dude, Ryan, I appreciate... You're crazy, dude. You're crazy. I like the crazy. I appreciate the crazy. You're a real fan. I appreciate you. Ryan, in the last 2 minutes, sends 10 and then 20. I appreciate you, man. Let's make this the best stream. Like, let's just go crazy. Let's go win against a top 15 team. Let's rack it up. Ryan, you're awesome. Oh, and look at Taven. I like this. Taven's being a leader right now. Listen, I was out on Taven Jackson. He can reel me back in. You keep playing like this, you'll reel me back in, Taven. Uh-oh. All right. UCF just got saved there. BYU with a good return brings it to the 35-yard line. I want to just be the what do you call it? I'll be the negative Nancy. Just, there is still 3 quarters to play and 3 minutes in the first quarter. So a lot of time. But UCF has had the ball basically the entire first quarter and has moved it. So BYU, ball on their own 35-yard line. All right, 3:32. Bear Bachmeier hands it off, and they get nothing. 2nd and 10, nothing there. They actually sent Philip Dunham from the right side to kind of come in, tackle him for no gain, and it is 2nd and 10 for BYU. Michael Woolley, LMAO, Taven reeling you back in. Look what fun football will have us saying. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking crazy. I'm not saying... regardless of this game, I'll feel the same way after. But right now, the way he was talking to those players on the sideline, I liked that. That showed leadership. I like to see that. 2nd and 10. Bear Bachmeier in the backfield. Gets the snap. Hands it off again. And picks up about 4 there. So it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for BYU. 3rd and 6 for BYU. Sinforia Night, I'm yelling at my house loud enough for the both of us. Good. But you guys are listening to me, so I don't want to kill your ears. But listen, if it gets crazy here, I'll go crazy. Michael Woolley, UCF, let's go Knights. Orion the Scholar is still... I already read that. Charles Poland, thank you. The sound is good. Great. Good. All right, 3rd and 6. I can't see if Jaden Bellamy is in. It looks like DJ Bell is in for Jaden Bellamy as of right now. So we will see if that changes. They might go at DJ Bell here. Whoa! He might be short. Oh, they picked up the first down. Bear Bachmeier got lit up by, I think, Nigel Kelly. A BYU offensive lineman is down. Hell of a play by Bear Bachmeier. Got it out. The receiver picks up the first down just barely. This is going to be a dogfight, man. This is going to be a dogfight. So Malachi Lawrence got the hit on Bear Bachmeier. BYU picks up the first down. Hell of a play by him. The right tackle for BYU kind of got rolled up on by either Nigel Kelly or Malachi Lawrence, and the right tackle for BYU is down right now. But hell of a first down pickup by BYU there. My heart feels like it did yesterday. Austin Leusa. So yesterday was the Magic versus Pistons, and my heart was like beating out of my chest at the end of that game. I have very similar. If the only issue is this game has another 3 hours. Oh, Chase Roberts isn't playing. Okay. But it's early enough to where I'm stressing out already. Games with Easton. This shows people that the difference between the teams is not much. I really want the 6-year Frost. So that's true. With a win today, Scott Frost would automatically get an extra year added to his contract. Looks like Leusa walking off very gingerly. All right. Bear Bachmeier. Great throw. BYU picks up their first down of the day. 1st and 10 BYU. They fake the run, and they get a first down. Great play by BYU. They are now in UCF territory. Faked the run with LJ and threw it to Ryan. BYU is in UCF territory. That was more on Damari Henderson. Got Damari looking to the right and threw it to the tight end up the seam. So that was just, again, simple play, but a good play by BYU. Another 1st and 10. Minute and 12 left. Bear Bachmeier fakes the throw or the run again and gets out of a sack and runs for about 7 yards. That's where he's going to be dangerous today. UCF is going, if they touch him in the backfield, they need to get him down because that's where he's going to be dangerous. It was a great corner blitz. They sent DJ Bell from the left, but he got an arm on him and Bear Bachmeier got out of it. Again, that's where against the top teams, you need to be able to make those plays. 2nd and 3. And of course, ESPN had it, and it's going to be I think just short, or they pick up the first down barely. I would say it's 3rd and short. Michael Woolley, it seems like BYU's being real conservative. Well, I think, yeah, they were being conservative. Now they're kind of getting it going. I know you probably sent that about a minute or so ago, or a couple minutes. And we're going to go to the second quarter. They are going to just take it to the second. They gave BYU the first down. I think that's ridiculous. But UCF goes on the road and is up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Scott Frost getting with his defense, giving him a pat on the helmet. Man, what a start to this game. Ryan Roy will be back later, boys. Thanks as always, Sean. Charge on. Well, come on back, Ryan, whenever you're ready. Thank you again for the $30. We appreciate it here. Louvier and Ryan, I hope you donate to the Charge On Fund as well, Mr. Moneybags. Listen, I'm sure, I'm providing content. I'm sure he's providing to the Charge On Fund or giving mine to UCF. All right, how are we feeling? Where are the vibes at? I think the vibes are taking a little bit of a hit because BYU is moving. In like 3 plays, they're down on the 15-yard line. But if you see, this is the thing, like UCF's defense will have a couple series like this. It's mainly if the UCF offense can play like this, if they can move the football, you're giving yourself an opportunity to win this game. The issue with UCF this season has not been the defense. The defense is a top 25, according to PFF, they're a top 25 team in college football on the defensive side of the football. The issue has been offensively, they cannot keep up. They cannot be effective. They're one of the worst teams in college football offensively. So that is the question mark. Can UCF keep this going? Can they sustain drives on offense? Can they continuously get first downs? Can they get first downs on third and short? They've proven that so far. But you're going to need to continue scoring. You are playing one of the best teams in college football that can score at will when they want to. They can run on you when they want to. UCF has done really good against the run so far. Now they got to shore up the pass. They're doing a lot of play action to get UCF kind of out of the box there. But as long as you can continue scoring, continue keeping the foot on the gas pedal against that team, you're going to give yourself a really good chance today. So, to Michael's point, vibes are still great. Hold them to a field goal. Like, bend, don't break. Don't allow a touchdown here. Make it 14-3. Get a turnover. Like, you're in this game. UCF is going to feel that. It's just, can you sustain it? And we know how quickly it can get taken away. We can see how quickly the offense can stall out. So it's keeping that, keeping that consistent. Sinforia Knight, do you think we will be leading by halftime based on what you've seen so far? Yes, but again, football, as we know, can change very quickly. Very quickly. Like right now, really, BYU only had one drive. They had one drive, and they were behind the chains. They punted. We've had the ball in the first quarter. We had the ball for probably 12 of the 15 minutes. So from that sense, you got to do the same thing in the second quarter. BYU's figuring it out. They're adjusting because you can already see, like, UCF is, and I think that is the right game plan. UCF is making Bear Bachmeier beat them by throwing the football, which I don't hate. I would much rather that be the game plan than let LJ and Bear just run all over you. But BYU is adjusting. They're now going to do a lot of play actions. They're going to get UCF's eyes in the wrong spot. So it's going to be up to UCF to recognize that and make sure that they're not overcommitting to one thing. Mike Woodley, we were never going to win this. If we can have a fun game against a top 15 team, I don't waste my Saturday. Best case bowl game, can't lose. Literally. I mean, what's Scott Frost saying? There you go. Exactly. Long way from home, but it's a good start. That's exactly the way to say it. Bear Bachmeier runs it out, and great play by BYU, and they are within the 10-yard line. I think they got away with a hold there. I think UCF actually played that pretty well. I'm not a big DJ Bell fan, but DJ Bell, he got hold. I mean, he got held. Like, that's just, I'm sorry. That's a very obvious hold. And I could see why DJ Bell is mad. Like, that was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous hold. He's off the block, and he's getting grabbed from the back. I mean, come on. All right, 1st and goal on the 5-yard line. UCF is playing a lot of guys up. And I think that's going to be a touchdown. They're going to be saying he's just literally an inch or two short. Again, that's something that was an egregious hold. And that could have been a false start. 71 literally moved before the ball was snapped. So here we go. This is what you got to expect. We're not going to get the pleasantries of good officiating against a team that, let's be real, the Big 12 does not want to lose. So UCF has to be perfect. 2nd and goal. And touchdown BYU. Touchdown BYU. We've got a game, guys. We've got a game. They're not going to... this is not a team that you're just going to blow out. So let's see what UCF can do. And also, again, the refs need to be better. I mean, that there were two blatant things there, misses that you can't miss. Let's change this. We're still having a good time, but this is the turning point. This is right now, this is going to determine if it's going to be a football game or if it's going to be a blowout. Because at the end of the day, a good team being down 14-0 means nothing. Like, for them, they can score at will. They can stop you whenever they want. Those are things that, Nick Geddes did call me, so I'll maybe call him and bring him on the stream a little. But good football teams, this is nothing. UCF needs to, again, make sure that they stay consistent on offense. Because if they're not, you're putting their defense in a bad spot. Let's call Nick Geddes. He knows I'm on here, so I don't know why he knows I'm doing this.
Hello?
You're on live. How are we doing?
I'm sorry?
We're on live. Do you want to say the watch along that we normally do on Saturdays at whenever UCF plays? Do you want to say hi to the audience?
Oh, the Charge On podcast?
Yeah,
I forgot that was a thing, to be honest with you.
Oh, you forgot. Yeah. No, so Charge On podcast. Yeah. I think you're the co-host of it, like every week.
Yeah.
On most weeks.
You're right.
Are you calling about UCF actually playing decent, or?
Well, I got to be honest. I have been at my family's hunting property in Georgia somewhere. This week, and I just got in my car to leave to head back home, and of course I opened up the app and it said that UCF was winning 14-0.
Yep, they were.
And now I turned it on my phone, which don't do this at home, ladies and gentlemen. Do not drive with the game on your phone. But I'm currently doing it, and then I watch BYU score, so I might turn off the game now.
Yeah, you're not allowed to watch it. You're not allowed to watch it anymore.
14-0, and so I called you because I was like, you got to walk me through this. Like, how is this happening?
So Taven looks really good. The offense looks really good. Defense stopped them on their first drive, held them to they got them in a 2nd and 20, then a 3rd and 20. So the defense had a really good first drive. UCF then in their second drive went down, scored a touchdown with ease. Defense on that last drive was a little sus, but they're playing really well. Now the offense needs to keep it up because they look very comparable right now.
Well,
but do not watch the game.
I'm going to turn the game off.
Why don't you tune into the live watch along? You can tune into that.
I was going to say I might tune into the live watch along, but I'm glad that you're having a positive watch along for the first time this season. Better late than never.
Exactly. A good first half at least. We'll see how it ends up, but it's fun right now.
All right.
Drive safe. Drive safe.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you later. Nick Geddes, everybody. Nick Geddes. There you all go. And we are back to the game. Charles Poland, BYU will adjust and prove why they won this year. And that's the thing. They adjusted. They just went and scored a touchdown. Now it's on UCF. And the BYU defense is going to adjust too. But so far, Taven Jackson has been masterful in the pocket of making sure they are not taking sacks. That is going to be the big thing for UCF. If UCF can avoid getting sacks and getting the ball down the field, they're going to have a chance today. Michael Woolley, co-star cameo. Yep. He has been, obviously for Thanksgiving, he went on vacation. So probably just crossed his mind. But there you go. You get a little, and he'll probably be in the chat here in a little bit. 1st and 10. Taven Jackson drops back. Moving around in the pocket. Throws a deep ball. And overthrows him. But man, AG was open. If Taven just put it on him, that would have been another touchdown for UCF. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's, yeah, and it even says that's on him. That would have been gone. All right, UCF, I don't know. AG might be a player. All right, 2nd and 10. And they're probably going to run the ball here, which I don't know if I love. Oh, they're running a little trick play, and it didn't work, and that's why. Because BYU just picked it off. Here we go. Dwayne Thomas just threw it right to BYU instead of just throwing it out of bounds. And you see how quickly the game can turn? You get cute, and then the better team makes you look stupid. So, I mean, I don't, again, I get the, I don't want to say I hated the trick play, but I also just don't understand. I mean, see, he waited way too long, and that was a bad throw too. Waited way too long to throw that ball. Like, you had Taven way earlier, and then, yeah, threw it right to him. Moving here back to UCF football. So that's it. But again, they're going to have opportunities. And, of course, this field sucks. So Nigel Leake has him in the backfield, but slips. So, yeah, that's going to be the real question mark. Spare Room Films, we could be up a defensive score away from winning this. D is going to have to step up. Yeah, you're not really helping them, though. I mean, they were just on the field for a long period of time. UCF has 2 offensive possessions. Now you're putting them back into your territory to try and hopefully stop them. So, it was fun Sinforian for a little bit. Now it's kind of back to the mean is coming back to the middle. 2nd and 3. Bear Bachmeier snaps it, hands it off to LJ, and Cole Kozlowski. He might have got a first down, but Cole Kozlowski grabs him and stops him from a first down. That's, again, this is where bad teams do stupid things. I don't hate the trick play, but it's like you can't have that. You can't have, and again, Taven misses the deep throw. That would have been a touchdown if he just put it on him. And again, it's okay to miss every once in a while. That's fine. But then your next play, you missed a trick play. That's tough. Bear Bachmeier gets up, probably going to be a quarterback sneak here. And it's going to be a false start. It is going to be a false start on BYU. You had some guys jump, and now it's going to be a 3rd and long. Went from 3rd and inches to a 3rd and 5. That's a very helpful penalty for UCF there. For UCF to have a chance, they have to almost play a perfect game. You need BYU to make mistakes. You need them to make mistakes, and they did right there. Now you have to kind of make the most of it. Got to make the most of it. 3rd and 5, got to stop them here on 3rd down, hold them to a field goal after your turnover. Let's see, 11:40 left, 3rd and 6, excuse me, so it was a 3rd and 1. 3rd and 6, Bear Bachmeier in the backfield, and he just runs it. Like I said, you got to watch him running the football. If you don't have a guy on him, he will beat you. Nigel Leake had the running back, and then, again, great blocking, blocked the guys that had him. So that was not good. Great hole there for Bear, and he picks up a first down. 1st and 10 for BYU after the penalty and the pickup of the first down. They are on UCF's 16-yard line in 1st and 10 early in the second quarter. Bear fakes it. Kelly Lawson's coming. That's going to be a hold, but it doesn't matter. They don't call it, and Bear Bachmeier slips because, again, I'm just going to reiterate, this field sucks. Slips down, and that's going to basically be not really a sack because I don't think he got him, but yeah, he just slipped. Bear Bachmeier slips. This field is garbage. I mean, I'm sorry. This field is awful. Like, players are slipping left and right. And if I'm BYU, I'm sorry, but if somebody gets extremely hurt, you're fighting for a lot now, and this field is just eating people up. 2nd and 16, Bear Bachmeier overthrows his receiver, so it's going to be a 3rd and 16 for BYU. Again, that's how UCF is going to be able to beat this team. Get them in 3rd and long situations, force them to have to throw the football. And Kalani Sitake is not happy. UCF might be able to get out of this with just giving up a field goal potentially. But easier said than done. 3rd and 16. Jaden Bellamy is back in the game. That's a good thing for UCF. Damari Henderson switches, goes in the backfield. And great defense by Phillip Dunham. BYU is going to kick a field goal. UCF bends, doesn't. Well, they don't really bend. The UCF offense just gave BYU the ball. It's kind of funny. Phillip Dunham has a BYU towel in his pocket. So I kind of find that pretty funny. I don't know why he has a BYU towel there. Probably just picked it up. But BYU's going to go for a field goal. Hell of a defensive possession there for UCF. Could have been much worse. Could have had all the momentum go back to BYU. But instead, they're kicking a 40-yarder. And he missed it. BYU misses the 40-yard field goal. UCF comes out unscathed. The defense shows up, says, "We got you, offense. We got you." And UCF still has a 14-7 lead. I will say, this kicker has missed field goals. He is not extra points. He's almost, don't think he's missed one. He's missed about 4 or 5 field goals this season. If this is good for UCF, hell of a way to fight and come out of that unscathed. There we go. Freddie Gonzalez, if the defense can hold their own against a settled BYU team, we have a game. As up and down as our offense has been this season, outside the trick play, the plays are drawing up 100%. Outside the trick play, we've had guys open. 1st and 10 for UCF's offense. They toss it out to Jaden Nixon. Nobody blocks, and he only picks up about 1. Again, that would have been good if UCF knew how to block players on run plays. Nobody blocked any of the BYU guys and caused it to have nobody blocking the guys that are actually trying to stop Jaden Nixon. That sounded so bad there. All right. 2nd down, 9:30, 9:27 technically, in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 9. Oh, Nick Dunham is so good. Dunham's really good. I think Dunham's really good. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Taven's going to get to the line. Get it. Drops back. He's running back. Throws it to somebody. They don't show the receiver that he threw it to. But way to stop the sack from happening. And it's going to be a 3rd and 9. Again, ESPN sucks today. Because they just assumed it was going to be a sack and didn't even see where the ball went. But good job by Taven to not put the ball in trouble, not take the sack. 3rd and 9. Let's see if UCF can pick up this 1st down. You got BYU fans on the side, like wrestling. Taven drops back. He's got a guy deep. And kind of throws it way too far left for Waden. So it's going to be a UCF punt. I was going to say he had Waden if he put it where it needed to go. But I also think Waden might have jumped early. I hope they'll show the replay. But knowing ESPN, they probably won't. Or ESPN 2. Again, BYU has done some good stuff there. I don't think that was Waden. I think that was more on Taven not putting it. And, of course, they're not going to show the replay. So we can't even see where the ball went. So thank you, ESPN 2. I appreciate you. You are so good at what you do because I can't watch replays. And not a great punt, but it's probably going to be a hold on BYU. There's a flag down. So BYU not playing very clean football today, but UCF will take that. Oh, never mind. Illegal formation on us because, again, just let's call illegal formation on a punt. That's fair. Totally fair. Illegal formation on a punt. That's great. Stupid. Michael Woolley-Taven is just not that good. Not being able to execute off of an incredible defensive position, so frustrating. Offense is just anemic this year. Listen, Taven's played good today. That drive wasn't that good. But again, BYU is getting pressure. Taven, if anything, you have to give Taven credit. Taven is getting out of a lot of pressure and making it so that there's no sacks. The difference in this game is BYU is getting way behind the chains, and UCF, for the most part, has been able to overcome that and get mainly in front of the chains. That's 2 straight possessions, though, where the first possession missed a wide-open guy for a touchdown. That's, you have to mark that. And then trick play that caused the interception. That's not great. Defense comes up big, and then that possession, listen, you're going to have drives that just aren't that great. That was the one for UCF. That was UCF's, besides the interception, that was UCF's worst just full-on drive. They really got 1 yard on the rush. Second play, Taven gets out of a sack and just gets the ball away. And third one, he missed through Waden. But at the end of the day, it has been anemic this year for sure. But I wouldn't consider today anemic yet. You had 2 really good drives on offense, but that's the thing. 2 drives isn't going to win you a football game. 14 points is not going to have you win this game. The UCF defense is going to give up points today. BYU is just too good. They're going to score. You kind of have seen it. Realistically, BYU is just beating themselves. If they're not getting behind the line like they have been and getting in 3rd and 16, 3rd and 20s, BYU would be doing a lot better. So right now, it's really up to UCF. Defense needs to keep playing this way, but offense is going to need to, get back to the way they were playing in the first half. Send 49 to we scored the rest of the game. I say no, the regression is on expected pace. No, I think we do. I think the field conditions are so bad, guys, like that. I think UCF, that's going to help UCF in some of these cases. And also, again, guys are getting open. Like, they are. I would be playing AG for a lot of the game. Like, he's electric. He had a linebacker beat on that throw that Taven just overthrew him. I think he's going to be able to do some stuff today against BYU, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, the offense was. If anybody thought the offense was going to stay at the same pace as they were in the first quarter, you're crazy. They're not that good. But if you can move the football and come away with some points on a couple of these drives and just score, you're going to be able to stay in this game. You're going to be able to stay in the game because you have a defense that's going to be able to make some plays. But that's the problem. You can't be going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and having the defense come and play for however many minutes. And, of course, let's show BYU versus UCF in the Boca Bowl from 2020. That's what I do not want to relive. I don't need to relive Zach Wilson throwing 6 touchdowns against that team. Dreadful. One of the worst games I've ever watched UCF play in a bowl game. They were number 16 at the time, but still. All right, 1st and 10, basically at midfield. And Isaiah Nixon almost had him. They hold him to about a 4 or 5 yard carry. So it's going to be about a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 there. Goodbye, UCF there. Again, they're going to want to try and run the football. That's who they are. So it's going to be up to UCF to continue stopping that. Nick, here's where the defense starts to get ground down. I get what you're saying. We'll see. It's the last game of the season, so you should be putting it all out there. 2nd and 6. Again, they faked the run, or no, they did hand it off. And again, they're going to get into a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3. And this is what, if you're BYU, if you're Kalani Sitake, all you're saying is, listen, just get in 3rd and short, and we're going to be more successful than negative on these plays. And if you're UCF, that's exactly what you don't want to happen. You don't want BYU. They're very successful on 3rd and short in these 3rd and short situations. So got to get BYU in 3rd and long and force them to throw the football. 3rd and 2. DJ Bell is in the game. I don't want to call him out, and they're going to run the football. And again, the middle of and BYU is just going to push him up the field. The middle of the field is wide, or the middle of the line is wide open. Wide open. I mean, that's a couple times now. They scored a touchdown going right up the gut. Now they're going right up the gut. Like, on third and short, it just seems like the middle is pretty wide open. So, we'll see. Now they're showing Bear Bachmeier's timeline. 1st and 10 for BYU on UCF's 38-yard line. 4 seconds on the shot clock, or play clock. They get it, they hand it off, and picks up about 3 there. So it's going to be about a 2nd and 7 for BYU. Nauheim was the back, and it's taking them a minute to get up. I don't know if we have a guy hurt or something. I don't know. Okay. 2nd and 7 for BYU. Taking a while to figure this all out. And again, BYU, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to wear UCF's defense down. They're trying to run the football. And right now, the middle of the field, or the middle of the line is pretty leaky right now. So they need to kind of shore that up a little bit. 2nd and 7, UCF brings a safety down. Damari Henderson kind of goes back. And that's going to be an easy first down. Good throw by Bear Bachmeier to the right side. Again, that's just good coaching, good execution. UCF brings an extra guy down. Antoine Jackson kind of just gets beat. So, good execution. They're running the ball all over you. UCF wants to stop it, and that's when you throw the football. Good coaching, good execution by BYU. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're getting up to the line. Bear Bachmeier fakes it, and he throws it, and beats Kelly Lawson, catches it. Is there a fumble? I think UCF just recovered a fumble. 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 Are they going to say forward progress? No, don't say forward progress. Don't say forward progress. Please don't say forward progress. 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 Oh, golly. I'm dead. That's BS, dude. What? They didn't blow the whistle. They didn't blow the whistle. You can't rule forward progress if they don't stop the play. He's still pushing. Oh my gosh, dude. That's terrible. It's terrible. He's reaching the ball out. He's reaching the ball out for a touchdown. You can't rule forward progress if you're not blowing the whistle to stop forward progress. He's still trying to get a first down. It's the epitome of, I didn't think that was going to happen. That's terrible, dude. It's so bad. You can't, he's still trying to get a touchdown. Nobody's stopping him. The minute he starts going back and we knock the ball out, then it's for progress, whatever. That's so bad. That's so bad. That's terrible. I'm sorry. That is ridiculous. That is the epitome of, we're just going to let this go. We're not even going to look at it. We're not even going to look at it. Garbage, man. Garbage. Honek, you said it right. That is garbage. Not even going to look. You didn't have a ref blow the whistle at all. And now it's going to be a touchdown BYU. That's so bad. It is so bad. That is terrible refereeing. It's awful. It's so bad. You just gifted them a touchdown. That's so bad. No ref blew the whistle. The one ref called it a fumble, put the ball down because it was out, and then they basically talk it over real quick like, oh, no, forward progress. It's ridiculous. Tie game. Absolutely ridiculous. And I get, yes, was it the right call? Sure. Then the ref needs to blow the whistle and stop the forward progress. He is literally trying to go for the touchdown. He's reaching out the ball. UCF is still pushing him back. Like, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then UCF is, calling a timeout because the hope is that they're going to look at it upstairs. Nope. Nope, we're not doing that. Is it that one? Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I cannot believe that wasn't even looked at. Michael Woolley, absolutely bottom of the barrel, refereeing Honeck. Frost about to body slam a ref. Yeah, because it's garbage. If you're Scott Frost, you're not even looking at that. Like, that's what I'd be saying. It's like, you had two refs basically say it was a fumble. Didn't call forward progress, didn't rule forward progress. And then the one ref goes over to the lead ref and basically is just like, we're going to call forward progress on that, right? It's absolutely egregious. And if you go back and look at it and say it's forward progress, okay. But nobody called forward progress on it. Us in Utah continue to get screwed by Big 12. Well, yeah, Big 12 is just... Orion the Scholar's right. ACC refs are worse. They are worse, but UCF Mayor, they want BYU to have a chance at the Invitational. 100%. Again, if you do not think that the referees have the understanding of standings and importance, you're crazy. I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying that's ridiculous. Through the late night, can't let BYU miss the playoff. Absolutely not. And again, at the end of the day, like, did UCF kind of, like, the likelihood of them fumbling there is, like, little. Like, it was slim to none. But he did. Ed Gribben, 8904. Don't get caught up in the whistle. They let it play out, then made the ruling. They are taught to have a slow whistle. I don't care. Forward progress, you're not taught to have a slow whistle. Forward progress, the minute the forward progress is stopped, and you know it's stopped, you blow the whistle to rule the play dead. That is how it is taught. That is how it is. When the forward progress is stopped and is moving back, you blow the whistle. Until then, until the whistle is blown, that is that. Anything goes. The guy is reaching the ball out to try and get yardage, and we knock the ball out. That's ridiculous. And then to call it forward progress when nobody blew the whistle is absolutely egregious. Honeck, we better get a call go our way in the second half. I mean, they have all the momentum, and they get the ball at the start of the half. So the offense needs to come back alive here. But that's so annoying. It's absolutely annoying. And listen, I don't like to, like, at the end of the day, UCF could have stopped them earlier in the drive and not let them get down there. The corner shouldn't have allowed the tight end to basically just push him off and get that D. And no, that's not going to lose UCF the game, but it's stuff like that where you need to be better. And they punt it. Back judge called it forward progress, but the side judge did not. If broke free for a touchdown, they would have sit down. Can't have it both ways. No, but then both the judges didn't understand. The one judge had to go to the lead ref to ask. Like, he had to go basically, oh, are we going to rule forward progress? The minute he threw the marker down for the ball, that judge was saying it's fumble, it's not forward progress. So I get what you're saying, but it's an egregious, you need to blow the whistle. Because then you're teaching them that they don't need to play through the whistle. UCF gets the ball. Taven drops back. Throws to a wide open Dylan Wade. Good throw there by Taven. This is an important drive here. Very important drive. UCF needs to run some time off the clock. Hopefully go down and score a touchdown here. 1st and 10. First and 10, 4:24 left. Dwayne Thomas goes in motion. They hand it off to him, and Dylan Wade gets absolutely just pushed back and caused there to be no gain for Dwayne Thomas. So Dylan Wade goes on a block, gets pushed. Ludu absolutely obliterates him. Ed Gribben, I'm trying to offer a review from the referee's perspective. I have experience with it. I get it. Fans don't want to hear it. It was officiated properly. I get it. I understand, and I'm not saying that it's completely egregious. I understand if it would have went to review, it probably would have been ruled that way. So I'm more so saying you need to be you need to officiate it in real time. I know it's tough. You are a ref. You are forced to call that in real time. And of course Miles Montgomery gets, tackled for a loss. No more running the football for the most part. Let's just not do that. You are forced to, if it's forward progress, you blow the whistle. You don't blow the whistle the minute he's getting brought to the ground. If he's getting backed up at any point, you blow the whistle. I understand they're taught to not blow the whistle. They're taught to let a play go out. But in forward progress's sake, most of the time, the minute you see a guy getting brought back, they blow the whistle. They did not blow the whistle there. And then, you can't just say, oh, okay, whatever. But I don't disagree with the call. I'm just saying they need to be better in the moment. Taven Jackson drops back, throws it out to Jaden Nixon. Jaden Nixon only picks up about 3 and steps out of bounds. So it's going to be another punt. This is where it goes downhill, fellas. If I'm Scott Frost, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. Like, you come out swinging, and now Hodnick, run blocking, terrible. Yeah. And we're taking dump-off passes on 3rd and 13. Like, can't run the football. It's just not good. Great punt, but it goes into the end zone. And again, this is now, like at the end of the day, you had a hell of a first quarter. Now the second quarter, they're doing whatever they want. And that's what I said. Like, against a team like this, you got to be able to answer. And UCF has not been able to answer offensively in the second quarter. Because again, what did they have in the first quarter? They were able to run the football effectively. They were able to get BYU's eyes in different spots. But they're just not. Again, it looks like the UCF running game for the season. They cannot move the ball effectively running the football. You're in a 2nd and 10, and then they run, and now you're in a 3rd and 13 because you can't get yards on the ground. And that's where I think if you go into next season, if UCF could pick up yardage on that 2nd and long on the ground, it'll be so much easier for them. 1st and 10 for BYU. Bear Bachmeier drops back, throws it to a receiver, and I think they're going to call that complete. Hell of a catch. And I'm sure they won't even look at that. They'll just take the ref word for it on that catch. But it looked like he got a foot down. But I would definitely look at it. Oh, they show a replay here. Did he step out before? It's probably a first down, but he maybe stepped out before. Ed Gribben, we have success running to the right, but have not seen that for a couple drives. We just ran to the right. That was the play we literally just got blew up on. Literally on the last drive, we ran to the right, and we lost 3. Through the late night, feels like the most 7-21 tied game ever. No, it doesn't. Right now, it just feels a lot. You could sense the momentum has shifted to BYU, and UCF can't do anything right. But let's be real here. In the first quarter, UCF did everything right, especially on offense. The problem is, again, like I said, when you play a team like BYU, you have to you can't take your foot off the gas pedal. You can't have a 14-0 quarter and then lose the next quarter 0-14. Like, you can't do that. So, this is where, again, like, you can't just rely on the defense 24/7. You have to be able to move the ball effectively enough to where you can put up a point. You can put up a field goal every once in a while. You having quarters where you just go scoreless and you have no resemblance of moving the ball whatsoever, that's where UCF struggles. You can't have quarters where you literally have probably 10 yards of offense or 20 yards of offense. It just can't happen. Through the late night, one positively idiotic play pick and the game is suddenly completely dead. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, yeah. They have not been able to do anything since then. And what's crazy is, again, the play before that, they could have had a touchdown if Taven didn't overthrow him. And then, yeah, ever since then, it's gone downhill. Michael Woolley, obviously 2 hand shoves by BYU right tackle there, and they didn't call it. You got to overcome, though. I mean, the refs aren't going to call, unfortunately, you're not going to get those calls. You're just not going to get them. They've been doing stuff all day, and they haven't called it. So, you have to overcome it. You got to overcome it. Ed Gribbin, I missed that play distracted. No worries, bro. I get it. Michael, they're letting the BYU O-line do whatever they want. Yep. When you're a good team, you get the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. And BYU's a really good team. I know that's bad. I'm not trying to be sour grapes over here, but that's just the honest truth. Good teams usually get benefit of doubt when it comes to holding and stuff like that because it's just how it usually is. But again, it's not like UCF right there. They just allowed, they could have they got pressure. Bachmeier throws it left and got a guy, made a great catch, but it's stuff like that. You're now in a 1st and 10 with 2 minutes left. Could have been a 2nd and 10 with 2 minutes left. And then you might have a chance to give your offense, a last shot. This could be bad for UCF. If BYU goes down and scores here and doubles up, this game's practically over. UCF needs to keep it tied or do something crazy to take some momentum back. Because right now, BYU has all the momentum. They've grabbed all the momentum. They have all of it. You kind of need to find a way to get it back. Because if you don't, it's going to be a long second half. 1st and 10, Bear Bachmeier drops back to throw. Antoine Jackson makes the tackle in the open field to cause it to be 2nd and 4. Again, UCF's not getting a lot of pressure right now on Bear Bachmeier. They're getting there late. They got to be able to generate some pressure. 2nd and 4. And that's going to be a hold if they call it. There you go. There's the flag. That's a hold on BYU. So that'll be called back 10 yards. 100%. Refs have to call that one. It was too obvious. Get the number right. Jeez. Let's take 20 million minutes to figure this one out. There you go. 2nd down. Of course, they want to accept it. They don't want to decline it. All right. That's good. Defense is beginning picked apart in the 2nd quarter. Well, they played basically the entire 2nd quarter. They played the entire 2nd quarter. And it's no excuse. They need to be better. If you're going to be an elite top 25 defense, you can't get picked apart in any quarter. 2nd and 16. And, of course, great throw there by Bear Bachmeier to make it a 3rd and manageable. It's going to be about 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8. Big time 3rd down for UCF's defense here. They need to get off the field and give the ball to their offense to potentially go get some points before half. 3rd and 7. That's the thing. The UCF defense is getting pressure. They're getting pressure. They're just not getting to Bear. They need to get to the quarterback. Hopefully right now they can force a 4th down here. 3rd and 7. Bear drops back. Is looking. And throws a great throw. And, of course, it's DJ Bell who's in coverage. And 1st down for BYU. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to be the pick on DJ Bell, but you need him off the field. I mean, every single time we play, he's the only negative corner when he's in the game. Stuff usually bad happens. 1st and 10, Bear drops back, throws it deep, and luckily it would have been a touchdown, but BYU's receiver slips and falls down. And that was on Braden. Braden just got beat. UCF defense is getting gashed. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. UCF, man, maybe we can have a freshman quarterback next year that can be a good Bear. Yeah. Yep. Through the late night, they have multiple linemen out. Just can't let them pass every time. Well, they are going to. Especially on this drive, they're trying to move the ball down. They can't. This thing, they don't need to pass every time. They need to pass every time here. But, I mean, yeah, he's finding the open guy. Everybody else is covered. 11 was the only open guy. You have nobody in the middle of the field there. And, this is just, it's bad. I mean, this is as bad of a quarter. As bad of a quarter as you can have. Start up 14-0. Now you're going to be down probably 21-0. Or 21-14, excuse me. And again, you can't do it against these good teams. You have to play a perfect game. And, of course, UCF, this is who they are. So it sucks, and it's not fun, but it is what it is. They've had the momentum the entire quarter. First and 10 for BYU. Bear Bachmeier, 3 seconds left on the play clock. And they run it. UCF plays it good. They only pick up about 3. I'm assuming BYU will call timeout. They're not. They're not going to call timeout. So clock is moving. 43 seconds. 2nd and 7 for BYU. They get the ball out. Good push there on the right side. And it's going to be a face mask by UCF. Because, again, we just got good pressure on the left side. But as Bear's getting out of the pocket, Isaiah Nixon got a little bit of face mask. And they're going to call that. Yep. Just can't do it. Scott Frost has been pissed all day. I'm not going to front. Scott Frost has been pissed in the second quarter. And it's a face mask. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about. I mean, maybe that they're grabbing him from behind while he's doing it, but yeah, you got face mask. He's probably saying, if I'm Scott Frost, I'm saying, look, they're holding them every play. We're getting held every play, and nothing's getting called. Even on that, Isaiah Nixon's still getting grabbed. And that's probably, he's just putting his hand out to try and get out of the hold. And so, yeah, if I'm Scott Frost, I'm frustrated. I am frustrated. But, man, you got to be able to, I don't know. Just as bad of a quarter as you can have for UCF. First and goal after the face mask with 30 seconds left. They get right up to the line really quick, acting like they're going to do something crazy. Bear Bachmeier hands it off to 11. Good blocks upfield. And gets about 3. Good tackle there by DJ Bell. BYU, I'm assuming, called a timeout. Again, UCF did pretty good there to stop him from making that worse. Yep, second timeout there by BYU. Michael Woolley, that was an obvious face mask, but he was being held. Yeah, he was being held. Again, they're missing. We're not getting the benefit of any call. I mean, it basically almost needs to be a obvious hold for them to call it. If it's a little hold, nothing, they're not calling it. They're letting them play. But that thing, then you need to overcome it too. You need to overcome it. Through the late night, Ohio State, Michigan, total snow game. That's fun. Maybe I can put that up on my phone while this game's going on. Second and goal. 25 seconds left. Ed Gribben missed another holding. Yep, they're not calling it. If it's a minor hold, they're not calling it. I mean, they're They're just letting them play, but it's to UCF's detriment. Second and goal, 25 seconds left. Fake the run, and that is a great play by the UCF defense. Sacks Bear Bachmeier. Huge play by Kelly Lawson. Gets him down. Really good play by the UCF defense. If they're going to let him play, don't call a face mask either. Well, that's egregious. Unfortunately, if you're grabbing a face mask for 4 or 3 seconds, it's a little bit different than a hold. Right there, UCF gets through and gets him on the ground. I don't know. I'm guessing they called a timeout. So if I'm UCF, I would let them, third and goal, final timeout. If I'm UCF, just sit everybody in the end zone. Let's see if the freshman quarterback, I'm guessing he's pretty smart. Let him throw anything low. Just make sure he stays in bounds and force the BYU kicking unit to get stressed and come on quick. Like that's your opportunity. Force them to come on and get a little flustered, and maybe he misses another one. If this is smart, you either throw it in the end zone, or throw it to a corner to get the clock to stop so you can kick a field goal. But if I'm UCF, I'm giving up the corners. I'm taking away the corners, taking away the end zone. Let him complete a short pass, and then tackle him. Great play there by BYU. I would have held him to a field goal though for UCF, so that's good. Great defense so far. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say great defense, but you made enough plays to hold him to a field goal here through the late night. 3 sacks so far. No, they've been. They're getting the pressure, and they've got him down a couple times. The one wasn't really a sack. He slipped. They called it a sack, but it was a slip. But no, you got to give him credit. And they are now up. BYU goes on a hell of a second quarter and scores 17 unanswered to now go up 17-14, probably headed into the half. And listen, I give Scott Frost credit. He's fighting for his team. He is chewing out the refs any chance he can possibly get. So I love to see it. I do love to see it. F3 Spirit Guide, down by 3 at half is better than anyone would have thought. 100%. 100%. But now you're looking at Bear stats, and this is what I'm talking about. Started 3 for 5 for 42. He's now 9 of 9 for 110 yards, and is since that start. So it's and I can't necessarily blame the defense. The defense has been on the field basically the entire second quarter, but there is let it go in the end zone. Let it go in the end zone. There is defensively, if you are a top 25 defense, which I think they're good. I don't think they're a top 25 defense. If you're going to be able to compete, you need to be able to. You can't allow BYU to have a 17-0 quarter. You can't. You just can't. You can't have them just move the ball on you at will. And then on UCF's offense, you can't have 18 second quarter yards. It just can't happen. It can't happen. And that's why, at the end of the day, yes, what did we say? We want UCF to be competitive. It is. And that's why you can't really hate it. UCF has a chance to win this football game. They need to come out in the second half and make sure BYU doesn't score anything, and get the ball back and make this a game. This is a game. But at the end of the day, they have all the momentum. You're down now by 3 when you were up by 2 touchdowns, and that's how quickly it can change. But no, it is much better than anybody thought. So for that, you do have to give them credit. It's in 49. I know it's a one-score game, but I feel there's such a gap between us and BYU, Cincy, and Houston, even though we joined at the same time. We have played all three head-to-head. When do we close the gap? So I'll say this. I don't agree with that statement. BYU, yes, there's a sizable gap between us and BYU. BYU, again, they've had the same coach for many years. They recruit very well. They're coached very well. The gap between them is sizable. Cincinnati and Houston, I couldn't disagree more. They are not that big of a, there's not that big of a gap between us and them. You can't look at record and say, oh my God, look at the gap. Houston is not that good of a football team. They've kind of proven that. They lost to West Virginia. Again, if UCF was just slightly better, they would have lost to UCF. UCF had that game. They made their mistakes. They had a wide open touchdown in the end zone to win the game. So, no, I don't think Houston, and again, Houston's in their second year with their new head coach, right, with Willie Fritz. So, they're a year ahead of UCF. Cincinnati's had a good year. They have a really good quarterback. That quarterback will not be on Cincinnati's team next year. He's going to go get paid somewhere else. So, again, when you look at that, the gap isn't big. They have a really good quarterback. They have a really good defense. That's all I'm going to say. The gap is not as wide as you think. But look at the team that you, like, look at how UCF is playing. UCF played as good as you could have in the first quarter. And then the second quarter looked like how UCF has played. They're not good enough to play a full game. And that's been the issue with UCF all season. They have not been good enough to play a full 4 quarters. So I think that's what UCF has to really figure out next season is how can you not allow a team to just go 17-0 on you in a quarter? Like, it just can't happen. Charles Poland, we cannot ask for more. I mean, we could ask it to be at least tied. We could ask to be leading. But, again, they are playing the number 11 team in the country, but the hope is you can try and figure out a way to win this game. Through the late night, when it's not year one with 7 new players, BYU to receive at half, staring at me like an evil spirit. Yeah, like, here's the thing. Momentum can shift really quickly. If UCF can come out, stop them, get 3 and out, stop BYU from scoring, and UCF goes down and scores a field goal or a touchdown, then we got a game. Right now, it's a game, but it's not a game. BYU has all the momentum. They're at home. They get the ball to start the second half. They can double up. They can W up. And yeah, right now, the offense has kind of gone back to being stagnant. Can't run the football, can't do none of that. So those are things that need to get better. But at the end of the day, now I did say my score prediction was 40-14. So technically right now, we're still, we are on track for that. UCF has scored 14. They scored it really quickly. But we'll see. Nick, Texas Tech up 42-0 on West Virginia. Sounds about right. Yeah, no. But I'm telling you, Texas Tech, in my opinion, can go far in the college football playoff. I think they're exceptional. Nick, we can ask for one holding call. Hopefully in the second half, they shore it up a little bit. Like, I get it. They don't want to take over the game, but I hope Scott Frost making it so wildly known, like, in telling them every second, like, that guy's holding that. Like, I hope the refs will finally call it in the second half. All right, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. Put down below your final score predictions. Put your score predictions. Do you think UCF's going to go win? How much? Do you think it's about to be a bloodbath and BYU's about to take this over? I'll literally be like 2 seconds. But put down in the comment section your final score predictions. I'll be right back. All right, we back. All right, we got some score predictions, so let's go through them. UCF Mayor, Brett will not let them call holding on BYU. Oh, yeah, no. Brett Yormark is... Brett Yormark is sweating a little bit. Michael Woolley, 35-17 UCF, I'm delusional. You are, but I appreciate it. Through the late night, 34-21 BYU. Sinforia night, 38-14 BYU. Honick, 45-24 BYU. So many of my loyal listeners believe BYU is going to just run away with this. UCF Mayor, I want Michael to be right. I believe that it will be 38-20 Mormons. Michael Woolley, like I said, I'm delusional. Listen, it's fine to be delusional every once in a while. I want to be delusional. Like, I almost thought John Summerall was going to Florida, but that's not, it was a fake account. But no, I mean, it's okay to be delusional in this sense. But again, UCF has a chance. Like, that's the thing. Against Texas Tech, the game was over, right? The game was completely over. Today, you're giving yourself an opportunity. But I think if I'm Scott Frost, I'm going into the locker room and I'm saying, listen, guys, we just played basically about the worst we could have played in the second quarter. Like, the worst we could have played. And we're down by 3. I'm going to put the Michigan game on for a little bit. We're down by 3 points. So it's like, we need to get some resemblance of an offense going. We have to get a resemblance of an offense. If we can't get a resemblance of an offense going, we're going to lose. But defense, hold them to 3 points. Don't allow touchdowns. Don't allow them easy touchdowns. Offense, start moving the ball. Like, get points on the board. You can't allow them to score out of half. If they score out of half, it's over. Because at that point, the momentum has gone for too long, and the confidence is shot. You need to get some confidence back. And right now, UCF has none of it. Orion the Scholar, defense needs to get a stop, and offense needs a touchdown. That's what I'm saying. The best case scenario for the offense, or best case scenario for UCF right now, would be stop going 3 and out, getting the BYU offense off the field immediately, and then UCF offense finding a way to go score a touchdown. Because then you rip the hearts out of BYU, like, okay, this is going to be a little bit more of a dogfight. And you're giving your defense confidence that the offense can score. You're giving your offense confidence that the defense is going to hold that BYU team. I'm just glad that we're able to have a conversation and say what UCF can do to potentially win this game. And it's not like last time where we're talking about the game being over and I'm saying later to y'all. We are staying on the entire time. I'm glad we get to stay on for the last game the entire time. And I'm glad UCF is showing signs of life. I'm glad that that is the case. And it's not, well, guys, we're getting blown out again. Here we go. And I told you guys, I said, I think UCF matches up way better with BYU than Texas Tech. Even with all the defensive injuries, I think they match up better because they're better at stopping the run. Now, they got leaky there in the second quarter, especially with, the secondary. Usually it was not that bad. What was the difference in the first quarter and second quarter? First quarter, the secondary was elite. I mean, Bear Bachmeier had nowhere to throw the football. Second quarter, he had at least one guy open every time, and that's where it kind of needs to get shored up. Ohio State is just, there you go. There's first down for Julian Sayin. It is a complete avalanche outside there. I really want Michigan to win. Ohio State is the best team in the country. It's not even close, but man, I just like Ohio State losing to Michigan. I don't know why. Through late night, hey, we were taking bets on if the show made it to halftime. So for the final game is BYU, I'll take what we're getting better than expected. You get a full 4.5 hours of this ugly mug. So that is, listen, it's a game. I'm still on. I'm not leaving. Which there is a part of me I'm happy about. I am very happy about it. But I did like getting to record the podcast for Texas Tech. I did like in the third quarter doing my podcast while the game was still going, getting it edited, getting it up by the game ending. Just going to be a little different. This time I'm going to actually have to do work after the game. I wonder how many people are watching this game. Ryan the Scholar. Oh, either way, being down just 3.5. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I let me make sure I'm not I'm being judgmental because I care. At the end of the day, if you would have told me, Sean, at halftime UCF will be down 3 points, I mean, yeah, I'd take that every time. So, like, in that sense, no, it's great. This is all great. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm excited we're watching a game that, like, kind of matters. But, yeah, no, it's much better than expected. But at the end of the day, it is still frustrating. And you're Scott Frost, I'm sure he's extremely frustrated. Like, you had games that you had the game against Houston. You should have won. You had the game against Kansas. You should have won. But he said in his press conference this week, they have not been able to put a full game together. And that loses you football games. If you're not able to just play a complete game, and again, no team's perfect, right? You're going to have quarters here and there. You can't have as many quarters as UCF has where you get just outmatched, outmanned. Like, I forgot which game it was. I think it was the KSU game where UCF played 2 good quarters, but the rest of the other 2, it was bad. You can't have those type of quarters. You can't have a 17-0 second quarter. You just can't. And I get it. A lot happened, but you just can't have it. UCF Mayor. Maybe UCF could sneak out and score 14 points while no one's looking during halftime. I mean, yeah, you might get out early. I mean, all the fans maybe go and get some food. Just go out, score a couple, and then they come back and they're like, what happened? I mean, that'd be nice. I'd like to change the graphic without knowing. Through the late night, some halftime thoughts. Google says 75 6+ win teams as of this morning, 82 spots, and we're number 1 in the academic ranking for it. Is it based on academic ranking to get the extra spot? So through the late night, I need you to you're going to do some homework. I need you to figure out all of the 5 and 7 or the 5 and 6 teams. You need to find all of those out. You need to find who out, because there can't be that many more. Find out who they're playing. Find out what time they play. Because, yeah, that'd be very interesting. UCF could potentially make a bowl game if most of the 5 and 6 teams don't win. That's why, like, Florida State needs to lose tonight to Florida. They need to lose tonight to Florida. Nick, are there any group of 5 quarterbacks you think UCF has their eyes on for next season? Yes. 1. Well, technically 2, but Mestamaker of North Texas, UCF's not going to get. I'm going to get this guy's name, just because I don't want to mess it up. I have it in my head, but there's one. There's basically one that if UCF gets him, he's starting. He didn't have a good week this past week. Alonzo Barrett II. So he is the starting quarterback of James Madison. He's been at James Madison for 4 years. Wasn't the starter at the beginning of this year. Had a really good year last year. Had 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions last year. This year didn't start the season, but has started late. And in his before this past week, he didn't have a good game, but he had a 5-week stretch where he was actually starting, where he did really well. I think that might be the guy that UCF might target. 6 foot, can run the ball. I think if there's a guy UCF's going to go after, it's him, because I think that's a guy you can get. And that'd be crazy because James Madison, that means we got Rocco Marriott from them technically. He was committed to there, and we got him to flip. And then if Alonzo Barrett transferred and came here, that would also just be mad because we'd take basically 2 of their quarterbacks. Sinforia Knight, how do we fix our offensive line? Needing a new position coach and needing to basically clean house feels like a 3-year plan. So not necessarily. Yeah, you do need a new offensive line coach. I have no idea what they're going to do for that or who they're going to go after for that. I definitely think you need to go find somebody, though. Listen, it definitely takes time. You're not going to fix an offensive line in an offseason. That is like the one position in college football that you just can't go. Like, everybody says you got to go in the portal and get offensive linemen. It's been proven, and we've proved it because we've gone in the portal every single offseason over the last 4 years and gotten offensive linemen in the portal. There's a reason these guys are in the portal. Offensive linemen are so sought after that if they are on a roster and you're a good offensive lineman, your school is going to do whatever they can to keep you. Like, I was talking to some people in the know. UCF, there's a guy that might be going into the portal, a starting power 4 right tackle, who isn't even that good. He's fine, but he's not that good. Dude's going to be making probably $500,000. Like, he's not worth $500,000. He's not that good. But the offensive line position is so crucial that even the slightest bit of average is costing you $500,000. If they're in the portal, they're in the portal for a reason. So I think if you're UCF, you need to go heavy on high school. I think you need to get as many high school offensive linemen that you find potential in as humanly possible. Develop the hell out of them. And yeah, I think you're going to need to go in the portal. You're going to need to grab a couple guys. I think there are some guys on the UCF's roster I like that I think are going to be fine. But I don't think it's a 3-year plan. I think next year the goal, and I said, for UCF to be an 8-win football team. Like, I think if the goal next year is 8 wins, or, 7 wins, 7, 8 wins, you need to have an average offensive line. Average. Just average. Doesn't need to be good, doesn't need to be elite. You need to have an average offensive line. If you can have that next year, then you can start thinking, okay, how do we level up? But right now, there's just not enough good talent that goes into the portal from the offensive line position to constitute or to help you, get elite. It just, you have to develop high school offensive line talent. Good question, though. Very good question. It is literally a podcast episode we could do on that because it is such a glaring issue, but it's way easier said than done on fixing an offensive line. Twizzy, to be honest, this is a winnable game. 100%. It is a winnable game. You just wish you were facing I don't know. You wish you're facing a West Virginia down 3 than a BYU down 3, especially at home. Like, you don't want to be in Provo down 3 against BYU. It's better to be down 3 than down 21. So, yeah, UCF can win this game, but they need to find, again, it comes down to these first 2 possessions. UCF has to, number 1, stop BYU from scoring. Number 2, the UCF offense needs to go get something, a field goal or a touchdown. You need one or the other, or both of them. You need both of them to happen. If BYU goes down and scores, then again, the momentum is so far gone from you, you almost are fighting an uphill battle to get it back. Or if, the defense stops BYU, but then you go 3 and out, again, BYU still has all the momentum because they don't really need to do much to change. Or Ryan the Scholar, so we can make a bowl game with 5 wins. We can. It's very unlikely, though. It's one of those things. It's most of the time, they have enough teams that win enough games, like to make a bowl game. So, like somebody said earlier, I think through the late night said it, there's 82 spots, and as of this morning, there's 75. So the likelihood is very slim. I'm sure they'll have enough teams, but there is a slight chance that UCF can still make a bowl game. And we are back in the third quarter. I'll get to a couple of those comments that you guys put in there in a second, but BYU, I feel like I've seen BYU on offense for the last hour. Bear Bachmeier keeps it and picks up about 7 yards on the ground. Honestly, great keep there because they haven't really run with. He's handed it off for a majority of the time there. So great keep by Bear. And then Twizzy, I kind of just answered it. But yes, UCF technically could make it with 5 wins, but the likelihood is slim. Very slim. I didn't know 18 teams are 5-7. All right. 2nd and 2 for BYU. It's going to be another Bear run, and Bear's going to. Good job by the UCF defense because it looked like he could have broke one and taken it far, but picks up a good 8 or 9 yards for a first down for BYU. Looks like he has some helmet communication issues because they were going to change his helmet out, but he gets told to play, runs back to the huddle. All right. Bear Bachmeier is like 80 yards away from beating, or 70 yards away from beating Taysom Hill's second highest rushing record. Bear Bachmeier throws it short. It's going to be a 2nd and short for BYU. So about 2nd and 2. Through the late night, Temple, Kansas, Akron, Buffalo, Kent State, Mississippi State are 5-7 final. Going to look at 5-6 yet to play. Or 5-7 final. Okay, so that's good. Barham, any chance UCF might get Dylan or Dayton Rayola as a transfer quarterback since the older is hitting the portal? I would say slim to none. Slim to none. Rayola's the Rayolas are probably going to go. They're going to go a little bit to a higher program probably. They'll be in the Big Ten or SEC somewhere. 2nd and 6 and wide open in the middle. That's kind of been UCF's issue all day. They're not able to stop the middle of the field. It looks like UCF has the ball, but I wonder if they're going to give it to BYU. The ref's saying, come on, man, to the UCF players. Like, I guess we're just not even. Did the ball get on the ground? Yeah, there's not a lot there. 1st and 10. BYU is just moving the ball at will. And good tackle there by Jaden Bellamy to make it 2nd and 10. Good job there. Bear Bachmeier kept the ball, tried to run it. Jaden Bellamy, great form tackling there. Keeps it into a 2nd and long. Through the late night, Rice, K-State, Baylor, UCF, Penn State, Rutgers, Delaware, Washington State, Kentucky, Auburn, Georgia Southern, Marshall, App State. That's a lot. That's a lot of 5-7 teams. And yeah, you need 12 of them to lose. 2nd and 10. Oh, and I thought UCF had a pick, but the ball gets through. And 20 brings a bunch of UCF players along with it. I thought Philip Dunham had a pick there. Let's see. He might have just been like, oh, he had it. He had it. He had the pick. He had it. Damn. Well, there you go. That's tough. That was the play. They kind of gave it to you. And Philip Dunham just didn't get hands on it. All right, 1st and 10. Bachmeier fakes the run, throws it out to 11, and Antoine Jackson pushes him out, about a gain of 6. BYU is moving the ball at will on this UCF defense on the first series. The complete opposite of what you needed. Through the lane, someone on Reddit made a bowl eligibility needle with all the 5-7 possibilities. They predict 80 teams or 6-6. If that holds, we make it in. That'd be crazy if UCF made a bowl game. I love it. That'd be crazy, though. We'll see. Let's just take all of the questioning out of it, and let's just have them go win the game so we don't have to question it. 2nd and 4. They run it up the gut, and great play by Jason Johnson. But, of course, they're not gonna stop forward progress. Even though he got pushed back a little and then it got pushed up. So BYU is going to push for an extra 3 yards. Again, got to love it. Gotta love it. Gonna be about 3rd and 1. Let's see. His forward progress is stopped, and then literally 3 seconds later, they push him forward. This is where it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. His forward progress is stopped for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then they get push on him. So frustrating, man. Call the game the same way. 3rd and 1. And they pick up the first down, but stop him from getting in. It's so frustrating, dude. Dude is getting pushed back. It's a flag, so and then of course Mr. Nakua wants to. I'm guessing it's on UCF, which is why he's pointing in our direction. Yep, it's gonna be on us, so I'm guessing face mask or something stupid. Or I guess we did something stupid. Oh, there you go. Oh. Unsportsmanlike conduct on both penalties at offset. And there you go. Scott Frost talking to Philip Dunham. Like to see this. There you go. I'm trying to see what happened. Damn. Philip Dunham. Okay. I'll say this. If you're a UCF fan, be glad that the refs that they made it both offsetting penalties, because that was 100% way more on Philip Dunham than BYU. 1st and goal. They fake it, and it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown. Just put your hands up. Thank you. All right, boys and girls. It was fun for the first half. It was fun. But it's kind of come to that time. Just marched down the field in 6 minutes and just punched you in the mouth. This is where it's a game of inches, man. You had a pick, you didn't get the pick, and again, I'm not going to blame. I mean, he made a good play on the ball. It is what it is. But pick would have changed a lot, and now you're down 10. But no, the offsetting, I mean, that was 100% more Philip Dunham punching him in the face than the other guy just pushed him out before. Yeah, I don't think you can reverse that. I mean, you can't see the ball. I don't think he was in, but I don't think you could see the ball to change that. I can't see. Oh. Damn, the attendance at the UCF basketball game's crazy. Nobody's there. All right, so now it's 24 unanswered points. It's in 49. If we get an invite to a bowl, should we accept it? Not a fan of finishing the season 5-8. No, you accept it. You accept it. Just for the sheer, it's not so much for the game, it's for the practices. So if you go to a bowl game, all of your early signees, so all of your early signing day kids get to join you for bowl practice. So Rocco Marriott, those type of guys, they get to come practice and have like 14 or something practices for bowl season. So in that sense, you won a bowl game. At this point, it's not about the record. You just won an extra game. That's why the entire season we've been saying the goal is bowl game. Because if you get to a bowl game, you get those extra practices, you get to bring in your next crop of early signees, and it's just starting your next season a little bit earlier before spring. So if UCF somehow gets to a bowl game, at 5-7, that'd be incredible. But through the late night, Delaware and Missouri State get in if there aren't 82s. There would need to be a minimum less than 79 6-6 teams. I thought you said that UCF would get in. They'd be the number one option. If there aren't 82s, there would need to be a minimum less than 79 6-6 teams. All right. Just know, guys, the likelihood is slim. Slim of us getting a bowl game. So even with a loss, the likelihood is slim to none. Orion the Scholar, aren't we near the top of academic rankings? I don't even know. It's in 40 night. So if we do get a bowl game, does Scott get an extra year of his contract? No, I don't think so. I think he has to get 6 wins, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's a bowl game though. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I'd have to ask around. But I'm pretty sure he has to go to a bowl game. I'm trying to look to see if Lane Kiffin UCF won in men's basketball. So I was actually going to check that. So best start for UCF in men's basketball for Johnny Dawkins since 2016. Still nothing. Well, yeah, so technically it is bowl eligible. Because it says, if Matt Marshall tweeted, if UCF does become bowl eligible, Scott Frost does get an additional year on his contract worth $5.25 million. So there's a lot on the line for Scott Frost to get into a bowl game this year. And we're off. They punted, and we are not running it out, which is the positive. It's kind of so. Guys, I'm going to read this, but just even the first, this is what I'm saying. Through the late night says it's kind of complicated. That's what I'm saying. The likelihood of UCF making a bowl game at 5-7 is slim to none. So, yeah, so there's that. It's kind of complicated. Missouri State and Delaware are both not eligible, but do become eligible if there's not enough. We are number 5 in APR, but the 4 above us are slightly likely to win anyway. So there you go. 1st and 10, Taven Jackson fakes the throw and gets sacked. Great play there by BYU, and Taven is on the ground. He's up, though. Pushes them after 2, but we're not going to. I mean, they're not going to give him that. Yeah, literally picks him up and throws him down after. I can't. It's like bad at this point. We had our fun. Throw it down to Kylan Fox, and Kylan picks up about 2. 3rd and long. Here we go, boys and girls. This is the UCF team we know. We had fun in the first quarter, though. That was fun. Michael Woolley, he does get an extra year. Bowl game is the only requirement. Yep. So if for some crazy reason that it's not going to happen, if UCF has 5 wins and makes a bowl game, he does get an extra year. Through the late night, APR is number 1 UNC, number 2 Auburn, 3 FSU, 4 Rice, 5 UCF. We won by close to 30. Student section was me and about 2 others. Oh, there you go. At least you were there at the UCF basketball game. Taven Jackson, I don't know why he just stepped up in the pocket And of course, I mean, and it's going to be a punt. And this is where I don't like. I still have so much. We have so much time, and let's see where the offensive line did here. Ugh. Because they just completely missed. I mean, yeah, just completely. Fun. I mean, what are we doing? He's in the area. Let's go. Let's punt the ball. Make it 31-14. 4th and 19. We're punting. The camera angle suggested that we were going to go for it on 4th and 19, which was stupid to assume. And we punt. So again, after the first quarter, UCF has done absolutely nothing on offense. And BYU is probably going to take this back for a touchdown. And they do. All right. So 31-14. Okay. They've scored 31 unanswered, by the way. Just 31 unanswered. Okay. Terrible punt. Line drive right to him. Yeah, that's on you. You literally just put a line drive right on him. That's on you as the punter. All right. Yep. Ryan the Scholar said it best. That's your season, folks. In 49, I'm so done with Taven. His incompetence and lack of pocket awareness is embarrassing. It's not all Taven. Did you just see the offensive line? Dude just got a free rush to him. I mean, it's not all Taven. Yeah, Taven messed up there, but I mean, it's not all Taven. Yeah. I mean, he's not great, but Mike Cooley, I meant 35-17 BYU, by the way. I typed earlier. Well, it could be 38-14 by the time you know it. Looks like we're going to be ending this in the third quarter, folks. We'll see if UCF's offense can figure something out. Michael Woolley, yeah, Taven is not good. I mean, again, I think I think people forget just how bad quarterback play was for us last year. It was awful. Quarterback play last year was so bad. This year, it's been at least. It's not even comparison. UCF Mayor. So what's everyone doing tomorrow? I'm meeting a buddy up for lunch. Watch some football. The Patriots don't play tomorrow, so I get kind of a little off day until Monday. I think the Giants might beat us this week. I don't want to put that out in the ether, but I think the Giants might win. Honick, yeah, not on Taven. He's got pressure from all sides. That's what I'm saying. Even on the first two drives, there was pressure, but his pocket awareness was great, so we got out of it. But, yeah. Ohio State is kneeling it out with 4 minutes left. Snow is piled up. Damn. That's kind of a baller move, though, to just kneel the ball. 4 minutes left. After how many years of losing? Michael, tomorrow I'm securing my position in the playoffs and every there you go. I think I might miss the playoffs in my one fantasy league. I did one fantasy league this year, and I'm probably gonna miss the playoffs. But can't have good years every year. Bears skinned some Eagles already. Yeah, it's crazy just how bad the Eagles. The Eagles' defense is really good. Man, is their offense just poor? Really poor. Because they can't run the ball effectively. Jalen Hurts isn't that good of a passer to beat you with his arm. So I don't know. 21 John Bike. Do we see Davi? No. Probably not. I think you're going to see Taven the rest of the game. Michael Woolley, I'm in 2 money leagues, a work league, and a UCF Discord league. Hey, there you go. That's good. Well, hopefully you make the playoffs in all of them. That'll be nice if you can. We are back. They're just showing bracket stuff. They're showing why BYU is basically behind the Alabama and Oklahoma, because Alabama and Oklahoma have way more wins against the top against ranked opponents. But again, there's a reason, because you're in the SEC and you don't want to rank teams in the Big 12. So it's ridiculous. But if you look at, they have the same amount of wins against bowl eligible teams, and they don't have a loss to an unranked opponent. So whereas, Oklahoma and Alabama each have one. And you can argue Alabama's loss is absolutely bad, given it was against Florida State. First and 10. UCF is back. And they're going to run the ball up the gut. And they pick up about 2 or 3 there. And, there you go. There's a flag. Yep. BYU just throws them after the whistle, and that's going to be unnecessary roughness. So that helps UCF there. Get a little going. Great job there by BYU. Then Miles goes and takes a seat. Honeck, same Sean. My fantasy team is great, but stuck in a division with all good teams. I'd be dominating any other division. Yeah, fantasy, it's like, listen, I love fantasy, but I get annoyed by it. I get really annoyed by it. Because it's like my team scores some of the most points in the league, but then I always play like the team that sucks, but then they have like their best week of the season. And then it's massively annoying. Through the late night. So basketball continues next Sunday. Damn, so they're off for a week? They're off for a full week? It's crazy. First and 10. Taven pulls it. Pass it to DJ Black, and DJ Black picks up 9? See, and look at there. Did you see, if you just watch that, Taven was so dialed. It was like boom, boom, boom. Good. When he is thinking too much, when he looks sporadic, that's when stuff goes bad. But when he is he knows exactly where he needs to go, things go so smooth. They go so smooth. First and 10. Oh, wait, no. It's second and 1. I don't know why they have first and 10 up there. Second and 1. Taven Jackson throws a deep ball, overthrows him. Overthrows Dylan Wade. That's kind of been Taven's issue. He is not very accurate throwing deep. Overthrew 2 receivers on deep balls that should have been, that the receiver hasn't beat. And if I'm Scott Frost, I'm like, yeah, if I just had a quarterback that could throw it deep accurately, we'd be in good shape. UCF Mayor, they need to add a loss to Florida State on Alabama's graphic. They do. They just don't have it Florida State. They have it lost to an unranked opponent. But, obviously it was Florida State that they lost to. Wade and Charles dropped it. It was kind of behind him, though, so and the corner can put his little sword in his pocket all he wants, but it was thrown behind the receiver. Waden should have caught it, but yeah, it's on Waden. It's a catchable ball. 4th and 1. Basically the game here. A bunch of BYU fans going crazy. And they're going. And Miles Montgomery breaks off a nice big 7 yards for a first down. Johnson can put the sword back in his pocket and take it back out and start playing defense. Miles running off he just looks, I don't know if it's hurt or if he's dealing with something. That's how you create a hole, man. That's how you create a hole for a yard. Sucks. It kind of feels like they figured out how to get a yard in the last game of the season. First and 10. Taven fakes it, throws it to DJ Black. Good defense there. He drops it, and it's second and 10. Sinforia Knight. I stopped playing fantasy when I lost my wife twice, and she picked a kicker as her first pick. That's sad. Yeah, it's best that you don't play. That's hard to overcome. Honick Fantasy Football is a torturous game, but it's addictive. Yeah, because you just want to win. I get it. It's addictive for me. It is addictive, but there's also nothing you could do. There's really nothing you could do. Second and 10. Give to Dwayne Thomas. Dwayne Thomas picks up about 5 yards. Like, that's my issue. There's no skill to it. Like, there is, but there isn't. Like, at the end of the day, your best player one week could just have an awful game, and then some rando on the other side can just go off, and it's you lose. It's like, well, I have the better team. And again, that's fantasy. It's all luck. There's no skill involved. It's still fun, though. I agree. It is addicting. 3rd and 5. Taven saying to the sideline, I need to play. 10 seconds on the play clock. Taven sends Jaden Nixon out in motion. They give it to Dwayne Thomas. If Dwayne Thomas can cut the edge, that's going to be good. Dwayne Thomas brings it down to the BYU 8-yard line. Great play call there. Great execution. UCF is driving the ball. And again, I like to fight. You're getting killed. Try and make it a 10-point game again. Great play call by Scott Frost. You got him looking every which way but the right way. All right, now you got to put it in the end zone. 1st and goal for UCF. Taven Jackson hands it to Miles Montgomery. Miles Montgomery gets a good little push there, gets about 4 or 5 yards. Going to be 2nd and goal with 4 or 5 yards left. Through the late night, Texas Tech, West Virginia going to be a final score 49-0. Miami blowing out Pitt. Louisville 41-0 against Kentucky. Thank you. I do see the ESPN2 score bug on the bottom if I want, but I appreciate I do appreciate the score update. 2nd and goal, and it looks like AG is going to throw it to Taven Jackson for the touchdown. What a cool play. What a great play call. AG gets a passing touchdown to Taven Jackson. Great play call there. Scott Frost just went in his bag. Like that entire drive. And they just assumed AG was running it. Nope, he threw it right to Taven. What a play. Win or lose, that was a hell of a play. Hell of a drive for Scott Frost. He make that? Thank God. Export. All right. All right, we're not done. We're not out of the... I'm going to keep leaning back because clearly we play better when I'm acting like nothing matters. All right. 10-point game. That was a really cool play. And obviously it looks cool because it worked. But, man, they did not know what to do. They did not know what to do. Sawyer, Corms TV. I want a bowl game, but I don't think the season deserves a bowl game. But it helps UCF as a brand. So I'll explain it again because I want it. It's not about the bowl game. Most years it is. So, like, back when UCF played Georgia Tech in the Gasparilla Bowl, that was about the bowl game. That was about the bowl game. Like, you wanted UCF to win the bowl game, get to, I forgot how many wins, 7 wins, like a winning season. That was about the bowl game. This season, it's not about the bowl game. It's about the practices. So, if you go to a bowl game, you get like 12 or 13 extra practices where you get your incoming freshman class that sign early, can join you in the practices. For UCF, that's massive. And also, again, like, yeah, if you get to a bowl game with 5 wins, like, yeah, it's like not that impressive because you're supposed to get 6 wins to go to a bowl game, but you get the extra practices, which is why it's not necessarily about the brand. It's not about any of that stuff. You get the extra practices, which I think Scott Frost, they want that. Got Guava. Are we back, boys? Probably not, but we're going to enjoy it. Stetson UCF, that was a cool play. It really was. Through the late night, hey, it's only a 10-point game now. Not bad. No, if you lose by 10, like, you'll take that. Michael Woolley, never in doubt. I think we all have doubt. UCF Mayor, don't leave. I'm not leaving now. I mean, I said we got to see what. If they didn't do anything on that offensive drive, I probably would have logged off. But Kathy Wallace, woohoo. Let's go, Kathy. Good to see you in here. Local B2, Dunham interception incoming. I mean, we need something. I mean, we need a turnover or, them punting. Nick Frost really wanted Tay to catch a pass today. That is for real. At least one of them worked, huh? The other one ended really poorly. The other one gets you a touchdown. So there you go. Ryan's got to keep fighting and see what happens. So that's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm happy that they're fighting. I'm happy that they're trying to make it a game. They're not bending the knee. They just executed. They executed heavily on that drive. They picked up third downs. Scott Frost was in his bag with play calls there. But no, like at the end of the day, you have a shot. Like you have a chance. Defense needs. If you think about it, the defense hasn't been on the field for a minute because the special teams gave up a touchdown. So defense should be well rested to be able to go out there and get a stop. UCF Mayor, I'm happy that we are still trying. Last year's team would have quit already. Probably. And to be fair, like UCF has, there have been some bad games this year. Baylor, Texas Tech, where UCF just doesn't look anywhere near on the same level and looks like they give up. But credit to them, man. Like BYU's punched you and you're still trying to make something happen. So let's see if, again, you got a lot of time left. You got about 20 minutes of game time left to try and do something, but the defense needs to lock in here. They've allowed 24 points today. You gotta make something happen. Ryan the Scholar, and we have more wins than last year with less of a roster than last year. Again, and I will say, and like we'll talk about it on next week's Charge On, but like you have wins against teams that are in a similar position to you. So there is kind of that caveat. You've not beaten a team where they're in their second year in a program or whatever. 1st and 10, Bear Bachmeier's looking to throw it deep. UCF kind of stops him. He's going to go back all the way around. Bear Bachmeier throws one and finds a guy. That was an impressive play by Bear, making enough time as receivers trying to get open and finds a guy for a first down. Hell of a play by Bear Bachmeier. Yeah, that was a hell of a play. Good defense, but better offense. Those are the plays that have killed UCF today. 1st and 10. Fake the run. Gonna throw it. Dude's wide open in the middle of the field. I mean, this is kind of, the defense has been awful today. And I get it. They're dealing with injuries. I completely understand. But dude's just wide open in the middle. Like, it's not good. Not good. BYU has figured out, and they're doing literally whatever they want to this UCF team. 1st and 10, again. Bear Bachmeier is going to hand it off, and good stop by the UCF defense, only allowing a yard. So 2nd and 9. See, it hasn't even been the running that's really hurt UCF. It's been Bear Bachmeier throwing the football, which, like I said, that's kind of what the game plan probably was. I think they're trying to show Bear Bachmeier's right hand. It looks like there's a cut on one of his fingers or something. Yeah, on his, like, I can't see which finger. But doesn't look pretty. 2nd and 9. We're sending pressure. And then he just, good play by the UCF defense there, knocking receivers off their spot. Now you're in a 3rd and 9 situation. UCF defense got a little leaky there. Made 2 good plays. Now you're in 3rd and 9. Try and get them off the field. Sawyer, I haven't been to a UCF basketball game before. I would love to go to a game this year. Any suggestions for which game? I would wait until January. So, yeah, I would. I'll have to look at the schedule. I'd definitely wait until Big 12 play starts. 3rd and 9, Bear Bachmeier drops back. Middle of the field kind of wide open again. But luckily, LJ slips, and it's going to be a 4th down. So, we'll see if BYU goes for it or if they're smart and punt. They might not. They're a good team, so they probably pick it up. But I kind of just want them to punt so UCF can get the ball. And it looks like they're going to leave their offense out there. 4th and 3. Ballsy by BYU, but that when you think you're the better team and you have offensive possessions, you want to move the ball, that's, looks like they're going to go for it. Or they're going to try and get UCF to hop off sides here, but we'll see. They might go for it. 4th and 3. They're going. Bear Bachmeier's looking. Throws it and completes it, and it's going to be a touchdown for BYU. On a 4th and 3. Middle of the field. Again, just wide open. All day. Middle of the field. Wide open. I don't know what the refs were talking about. Yeah, Braden Marsh just there too late. Bear Bachmeier's completely obliterated this UCF defense. Like, obliterated. Like, he is doing whatever he wants. Defense has been bad since the 2nd quarter. What do you mean? Michael, this defense has been bad since the 2nd quarter. Like, I mean, 4th and 3, and dude, it's like the same song and dance. You got everybody playing up, and then you miss the one guy that goes in the middle of the field. Sickening. Sickening. And again, they're not good enough they can't score, or we can't score quick. Sinfori and our defense are so out of position against the pass this season. No, I mean, they've been good against the pass this season. That's the thing. The UCF defense has been great against the pass. Today, they have no idea what they're doing. I mean, Bear Bachmeier is doing whatever he wants against this UCF passing attack. Like, whatever they want. It's sad. It's sad. You're on a 4th and 3. He has all the time in the world, and then you allow it's just bad. You're letting a quarterback that has number 47 beat you. Crazy. All right. Again, let's see if the offense can do something. Let's see if the offense can do something. 1st and 10, UCF throws it out to Wade Charles. Wade Charles picks up the 1st down. Again, make it a dogfight, man. Like, make them earn it. Make them earn it. 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And they're just showing Bear Bachmeier for, are we just going to go to the 4th quarter, or are we not running a play? ESPN, bro, I swear. It's like, what are we doing? 16 seconds left. Taven keeps it. Fakes throw. Luckily, good play by Taven there. Gets down. And that will bring it to the 4th quarter. And UCF will be on a 2nd and 7 in the 4th quarter. UCF Mayor, only if you think today is the season. Oh, yeah, I think you were talking about some 49. Yeah, they've been good against the pass for most of the year. Just today, this dude is like, that's a hell of a pass too. I mean, he put it right on him. But he's had he's dotting up this UCF defense, dotting them up. I mean, so you got to give him credit. But man, is it frustrating? Go from a 4th and 3, could get him off the field, to make it a 1-score game potentially, to now being back down by 17. But again, you're playing a better team, and you can't make those mistakes. You got to play a perfect game. We've always said it on this show. When you're playing teams like this, you have to play a near perfect game to come out on top. And unfortunately, UCF hasn't played that like a near perfect game. They haven't. They've allowed how many points? They allowed 17 in the second, and they allowed 21 in the third. Like, we can give UCF's defense the praise all we want, and I get it. They have a lot of injuries on that side of the ball, so I am not discrediting that. I'm just saying you can't give up 38 points in 2 quarters and expect to win. And I'm not giving the offense an out, but the offense has done much more than they have in recent weeks. Ryan Scott, 17 is doable, but they need to go fast. It's doable for most teams. It's not doable for this team, I don't think. Dude, late night. Well, if you told me we would have right now we would have up 21, I would have been shocked. You told me we would have up. I don't know what you're saying. I'm guessing you're saying if we would have only been down 21. Again, they're playing better than I thought they would. So, like, there's that. Like, glass half full. They're playing better than I thought they would. But at the end of the day, it's why you always put up 21 points. Sure, okay, there you go. If you would have told me we would have put 21 up, yeah, okay, I got what you're saying. No, but this is about their average. Their average is about 21. That's about what they put up. So we'll see if they can put up more. But Glass, like, we expect more out of them, which is at least why I am saying, like, yeah, great, but you expect to, like, it's still not good. You're still down 17 points. It's not great. And really, it's your own mistakes that have caused it. So, I don't know. And again, I guess Houston, they beat Baylor 31-24. So, and we got blown out by Baylor. So, I don't know. I have a lot to figure out. One more quarter left, folks, in the season. Unless, for some crazy reason, we go to a bowl game. Let's see. Is Lane Kiffin just not picking it? And now they're talking to Kalani Sitake. Okay. 2nd and 7. Taven throws it behind DJ Black. Could have been picked off, but it's not. And he's clearly telling somebody that they were supposed to do something, and they didn't. UCF Mayor, I told you to stop it at 7-0. I wish. Yeah, Taven threw it behind DJ Black, and all right. 3rd and 7. They've actually been pretty good on 3rd down today. Got to give UCF credit. Steps back, Good extra block there by the running back, but Taven steps up in the pocket. What a throw. Throws it to Wade and Charles and picks up the first down. Great throw by Taven, getting sacked. Hell of a play. Great blitz pickup by, great blocking by Jaden Nixon on the left side. That was massive. Hell of a play by Taven. All right, fakes it. Steps up. You got to throw it away. And that's going to be a fumble. He tried. He tried to hold the ball. So I said, you got to throw it away. Like, you can't. So he was trying to tuck it so it wasn't a fumble, but. Sawyer, we cannot gain any momentum. We had the momentum in the first quarter, but ever since then, it has been all BYU. They have figured it out. Bear Bachmeier hands it off. They pick up about 7 because of the extra push. I'll stay on. We're gonna stay on. We're in the final quarter. Might as well finish strong, right? Before it goes 45-21. BYU has had our number, like, handedly. Like, we have not had a close game with BYU ever. It's, like, actually kind of sad if you really think about it. Every time we play BYU, we get spanked. 14 more minutes. Please make it stop. Just keep running the ball, BYU. Just run the ball. Let the clock go. There you go. First down, BYU. And extra. Nick. Tay's not built for this kind of pressure. He could be good with a pocket to throw from. Well, that's the thing. I think, yeah. But he's also just, again, UCF needs a Bear Bachmeier. And those are, tough to find. They need a guy that can run and get out of the pocket and get some yards. But you make too many mistakes. Just too many mistakes right now to really be happy with yourself. 1st and 10. And they hand it off to 11. Good play by Malachi Lawrence, breaking through the back, putting him down on the ground. Okay. Good play by the defense there. Second and 13 for BYU. Spare room homes. Hey, 5 more months till spring football. It's actually not really. It's only a couple more months because they start in March. And then they throw it out. Pick up about 3 or 4. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. UCF, or maybe if Jackson wore 47, he would be better. Maybe. Sinforia Knight. Taven basically stealing money away from this program. Needs to hang it up and switch to a receiver. I don't know. He's going to be great at, USF or, FAU. One of those type of schools. I think he'll be really good. Good defense by UCF. Which, again, BYU's not really, they're kind of just playing the keep the clock running game. But UCF holds to a field goal. Let's see if they can make it. I think BYU they deserve to be in. Ugh. UCF's putting me to sleep. 4th and 8. 48-yarder. And he missed it. He missed the field goal. So UCF will get the ball. It's 2 misses by the field goal kicker today. Best defense has been the kicker for BYU. He's all everywhere but inside the pylon. Or the uprights. Kathy, we need to keep our defensive players for next year. Get the checkbooks out. Yeah, you need to keep all of them. Add a couple pieces in the portal, but keep your defensive talent. Honeck, wish Fancher was healthy. Would have liked to see if he could have improved. Nope. I'm okay. I would rather like to see Taven. But who knows? UCF Mayor, I wonder if 47 can kick field goals. I'm sure he can. Spare room film flipping between the UCF and Michigan game. You realize how small our team is. We need to recruit some size versus speed. Well, I don't know about that one. I think Scott Frost is going to want to keep recruiting speed. I think that's if you had to tell me what Scott Frost is going to want, it's going to be get as many speed guys as humanly possible. Obviously not for the defensive and offensive lines. Those are positions you want to get big, but it's hard to find, man. Hard to find. They do have a 6'8" tackle committed. So that'll be helpful. Dadrian Hill. Going to charge on. I'm not upset about this game. It showed coaching is there, but sometimes talent overpowers no matter the coaching. 100%. Nothing about this game made you say the coaching is bad. Players got to make plays. They're in the positions to make the plays. They're just not making the plays. So, what are you going to do? Oh, Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss AD Keith Carter are set to meet around 3 p.m. Central Time today. He's going to LSU, right? It's like the most why would you want to wait? If he's like, oh, let's meet at 3 p.m., I'd be like, just call me and let me know. Call me and let me know if you're going to come or not, or if you're staying or not. All right. Sorry, y'all. Ohio State is paying by the pound. Unless you're donating a whole lot, we can't buy that. I'm out of size. Yeah. The amount of size. UCF needs to recruit that size and keep it. They can't just go buy it. Honeck, do we keep Grinch? Yes. Yes, you keep Alex Grinch. Alex Grinch gave you your best defensive season in a decade. 1st and 10 for UCF on the 30-yard line. Taven Jackson drops back. There's pressure. Nobody caught it, and he throws it out of bounds. See, like, that's not on Taven. That's on, like, dude is a free rusher from the left side, and nobody's there to block him. So that's not on Taven. And that's what I'm saying. Like, second and 10. Let's just show Kalani Sitake for 20 seconds. 2nd and 10. Dahmer Cannon motion. Ball is snapped. Taven's rolling out to the left. I don't know who that. Dylan Wade can't block. That's going to be intentional grounding. Just threw it out of bounds. Maybe they didn't call it. That probably should have been intentional grounding, but thank the refs for now allowing us to. Oh, are they going to call it now? Oh, never mind. 3rd down. All right. Dylan Wade can't block. Like, if you need Dylan Wade to block anybody, he's going to get manhandled. So, yeah. That's where Max Drag would come in. Step up. And, of course, he passed out to Miles Montgomery. He doesn't catch it cleanly, and UCF gets about 6. So, we're going to be in a 4th and 4 situation. And this is where you like to call you have to go for it. Tell me something good. 4th and 4. Basically, game here. Fourth and 3. Dwayne Thomas goes back. They fake it. AG's wide open. Taven gets him, and AG picks up a good amount and runs into BYU territory. Great play by Taven Jackson there. Great play by AG. AG is showing why, yes, UCF needs to go get a running back, but boy, he's fast. He makes plays. True freshman right there. 1st and 10. AG Adaye. Taven throws it out to AG. He picks up about 5. Honnick, I meant more. Does he stay or does he get a bigger offer? No, I don't think he gets a bigger offer. I think Alex Grinch's reputation is still not that great in college football, so I think he's gonna stay. I hope AG gets a scholarship. I would be shocked if he doesn't. I think AG will get a scholarship for next season. 2nd and 5. Dwayne Thomas in motion. That's going to be a false start. Again, get past the 50, and we do something stupid. Which, if I'm Scott Frost, I'd get on my knees too. Be like, why can't we just not, every time we get past the 50, do something stupid? Tay had a game plan and executed on that 4th down. Ow. 2nd and 10. From a 2nd and 5 to a 2nd and 10. Drops back. Taven's looking. Pumps shoulder. Nobody's open. Rolls out. And Taven's going to throw a deep ball. And, again, overthrows him. He says it's on. Threw it to Domercant. Domercant says it's on him. Great play by Taven to make the extra effort. He should have caught that. Carl Jenkins was wide open, too, for like a million seconds. 3rd and 10. And they run it with Jaden Nixon. Jaden Nixon picks up about 6, so we're going to be in another 4th and manageable. Scott said we are who we are. That's about normal. Yeah, no, it is. That's why I'm not really saying that is who we are. That is who UCF is. There's no changing at this point. You're in the final game. It's the last UCF game you'll see for the next, 9 months. 4th and 4. Let's see if UCF could dial something up here. They just send an all-out blitz. Taven throws it deep, and I guess that's nothing. Okay, cool. 2 BYU players on the ground, our receivers on the ground, but it's nothing. Crazy. Not like literally nothing. It's crazy. Oh. All right. Honeck and no replay. Nope. Sawyer comment. Well, that's the season, I guess. It went how it should have gone, but I wish it was more. Yep, basically. UCF Mayor, nothing to see here. Just keep moving along, Savannah fan, I've had my fill. Everyone enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Thank you coming in, Savannah. We appreciate you. Not much longer. That's why I'm just I'll keep it rolling for the next little bit, because I'm not going to do one of these for another year. I do have to record a podcast after this, so there's that. Won't be a long one. But not fun. Not fun. Then we got long commercials. Since night, I want to say I was hopeful for next year, but I see another 5-7 season next year. Well, we can't really say that because we don't know who this roster is. We don't know how this roster is going to be, so we can't say that we see another 5-7 season. Michael, turns out my daughter waking up was bad luck. Who knew? Literally, your daughter should have stayed asleep. Savannah, you are the best. No, you're the best, Savannah. We appreciate you. Deja Knight, keep heads up, Night Nation. Look at it from the perspective. The best comparison we had was West Virginia and North Carolina, both teams with new coaches and a bunch of transfers, and UCF looked head and shoulders above them. Exactly. And that's why it's hard. Like, you... Yeah, there's no effort. Don't go back and look at the punt return touchdown. But no, like, you look at it from a UCF beat up on the teams that were in a similar situation to you, but they didn't beat the teams. You just didn't beat the good teams, and you didn't beat the average teams. So that's the negative. 1st and 10 for BYU. Bear Bachmeyer rolls to the right and finds receiver, but the receiver drops it. So not doing his quarterback any favors there. 2nd and 10. Honeck, which wide receivers should we hold on to for next season? I would say you want to keep Wade and Charles. You want to keep all of your young receivers. So Carl Jenkins, Wade and Charles. Dwayne Thomas, I think you keep. I think that's important enough. He's done enough good to where you bring him back. Dylan Wade, I think you bring back a tight end. He's not a receiver, but I think you bring back Dylan Wade. Besides that, you need a bunch of guys. Which they've got some guys that we'll see. But, who knows? 3rd and 3. Bachmeyer fakes the toss, looks down, finds 11, and 11 is just completely obliterated UCF all day, and now it looks like he's hurt. Or he was holding on to something. Yeah, Kingston looks like he came up a little. But he had a day today. Parker Kingston had a day. Carved up UCF. First and 10 for BYU. All right. Let's see. After this drive, I'm going to log off, guys. I'm going to get started on the podcast after this BYU drive. So I think we're all in the same boat. We're all on the season's over. Played a bat. You had the best first quarter you could have. Second through the fourth quarter was rough. Second and 7. And UCF's defense gets Bear Bachmeier on the ground for a loss of a couple. Good on UCF. Another sack. That's good for the UCF defense. Third down. Third down and 8. Third down and 9. Bear Bachmeier fakes it. Receiver goes down, throws it back. Receiver falls. Symphony Night, thank you for all you do. See you all next season. Well, guess what? Luckily for you, we have podcasts. We will be posting podcasts up until next season every week. So, yes, there will not be a charge on live watch-along. We might do some live watch-alongs for basketball depending on how good the basketball team is. But we don't stop here. We continue going. 50-yard attempt for the kicker. And he makes the 50-yarder. He makes the 50. So, 41-21. All right. I'm going to call it, guys. No, there's only a couple minutes left. I'm just going to call it. I appreciate all of you tuning in. Truly. Means a lot to me. It's our 4th season doing this podcast, doing a lot of this stuff. And the fact that any of you spend your time on a Saturday to watch the game with me, talk with me, helps me out a lot. I truly appreciate it. We've been going live for just over 3 hours, so a little bit shorter than normal. But listen, I think all in all, I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you continue watching the pod over the next couple months. Continue watching as we get into some fun times, hopefully. I know it's rough for you guys. I know it's hard as a fan to watch your team kind of struggle, and I know there's hopefully better times ahead. And what I'm here to do is to try and break it down as easy as possible and bring you guys some enjoyment. I hope I'm able to do that. And we've got about 9 months until 2026 comes. But we've got a lot of news coming up, a lot of exciting announcements and players that might be coming here and, updates. So definitely subscribe to the Charge On channel for all of those. We will be going down to 1 podcast a week starting next week, and our new schedule will be on Friday. So every Friday, you'll get a new Charge On episode. If something crazy happens, we'll be dropping one. But appreciate all your guys' support, and as always, we're sponsored by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Guys, if you want to bet on anything college football related over the last week or two of the season, or if you want to get in on hockey, NBA, NHL, hockey is NHL, NFL, college basketball, whatever it is, use FanDuel. It's America's #1 sportsbook. The best app, best lines out there, best player props, best everything. Use FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Guys, like I said, I appreciate it. We'll be posting a pod in a couple hours. So be on the lookout for that. Sawyer, we will be trying to cover some basketball. Like I've said before, a lot of people don't pay attention, but if UCF does well and people want it, we will do what we can to cover basketball. But we appreciate you guys. Go Knights, Charge On. I'll see you in a couple hours for the podcast. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later.